century casualty. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Conditioned by misinformation, it's just the media telling us lies. Decipher fiction from the truth. Society's slow and tragic demise. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Everyone's got their fucking opinion. Can't believe everything they say. Everyone's got their fucking opinion. The human touch is the only way. Think for yourself, think for yourself, think for yourself, think for yourself.
What's happening? Who's ready? Who's ready for this? Who wants some of this? It's New York hardcore time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, New York hardcore time is here again. What's going on? What's happening, Ray Hogan? Yeah, man. What's up, Lenny? Everybody. What's happening up in New York hardcore comics? Hi, Gina. Hi, Whitney. What can I say? Daisha, what's up? What's up, Drew? Here we go. This is the show. Rich in New York hardcore history and folklore. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, Your Core Hardcore fan page, DTFM Vinyl Distro, and from Corpus Christi, Texas, the Gutierrez brothers, Chacho's Tacos. Yeah, what's happening in Athens? Hope you're keeping my Greek girls in check, bro. That's a job in itself. Tony B, what's happening? I hope you're well. Yeah. Don't make me play that shit again, man. I'm even getting sick of it. Hey, Joanna, how are you, dear? Everybody, the gang's all here. Let's have a fun show, huh? Let's get into it. Lori Dawn, what's up? You coming out on the walking tour on Saturday or what? All my patrons, yo, walking tour this Saturday. Come join us on the walking tour. Yo, come on now. Arnulfo, represent Corpus Christi, Texas, Chacho's Tacos, man. That's what I'm talking about. How about Belgium? Keeping my girls in check in Belgium, bro? Come on now. Hey, what's up? Stefan Psycho, what's up? Yes, good. Italy, look, the gang's all here, right? I'm ready, you're ready, we're ready. Let's have a New York Hardcore Chronicles live show, right? That said, wait a second. Is that my man? Is that my main motherfucking man right there, Hoya Rock? What's up, bro? Come on now. Yo, check this out. Yo, support Hoya Rock merch, Spoken Word podcast. Yo, we got some big things about to go down, so pay attention. Big announcement coming soon. Yep. Yo, Danielle, good. I'm glad you're listening, Danielle. I know you were excited when we announced the Billy Psycho show. Absolutely. See that, Billy? Danielle. Yep, all our friends. Come on now. Yeah, Hoya. Big shit about to drop, Hoya Rock. Woo! What's happening in Switzerland, huh? You keeping my girls in Switzerland in check? I hope you are, man. Put them on ice till I get there. Hey, Dom. Come on now. That said, I'm ready, you're ready, we're ready. What's up with the hardcore shutterbug, huh?
What's up?
Huh?
How you doing? I'm good. How you doing?
Hey.
This is not bad. This is a beautiful day. Beautiful day. And I want to start by shouting out a new band I got turned on to. I'm really digging. Been listening to it today, called Cashing In from Dallas, Texas. Record called Leave Something Behind on Bandcamp. Check it out. It's good shit. It really is.
How do you find the time to listen to this crap, bro?
You know what? I'm in the box. I got a lot of room in the box to listen.
Oh man, I like.
I'm the man in the box. This is where I listen here. So, but you know what?
And I'm not trying to disrespect them and say they're crap, because at this point, it's all crap to me.
No, it's good stuff.
I'm
Come
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You know, we know just by the name baked into the title of this show that you love hardcore. So,
Oh, you know I do, man.
and on that note, what day is it?
You know what? Let's do photo of the day.
Yes.
What day is it? It's photo of the day.
Photo of the day.
Hello. As Alaga would say, Mary. All right. Mary. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, by popular demand, this is photo of the day. Wrong answers only, please. Here we go. Photo of the day. All right.
Man.
This is the challenge. Photo of the day. Okay. Here we go. Devo really let themselves go. Oh man. Here we go. What's up, Frankie Too Far? Hope you're well, buddy.
The governor.
The governor. Is it the Brady Bunch intro? Is it the Six Stooges? Whitney, is it the Brady Bunch twice? Is it the Brady Bunch 3 times? No, actually, it's Hollywood Squares. Remember Hollywood Squares with
Was it Paul Lynn?
Yeah, Paul Lynn and the other guy, Riley. What was his name?
Charles Nelson Riley.
Charles Nelson Riley. You know, Is it? Yeah, there you go. Is it Hollywood Squares? Is it hardcore Hollywood Squares?
Yeah, that's our next show right there.
Is it Welcome Back Carter reunion?
Oh, the sweat.
Is it a virtual AA meeting? That's good. That's good. You're good. That's good.
It's Hardcore Anonymous.
My name is Drew, and I am a hardcore addict. I've been listening
Drew.
to hardcore. Hi, Drew. It started when I was 18 years old, and I've been listening to hardcore ever since. And I'm really addicted to corny hardcore Unity songs. That's like my drug of choice is corny hardcore Unity songs.
Stand as one.
and it has to, and like keywords that set me off are like unite, the lyrics like united as one, or
together we fight,
and also I'm really akin to the lyrics, you stabbed me, I thought you were my friend, and you stabbed me in the back. I'm like, I'm all in on that,
Unity and betrayal.
I entrusted you and you stabbed me in the back. Is it the 12-step hardcore program? Is it In Union We Stand? Is it the dating game? All right, and we have a winner. Is it Scalpel?
Oh, this is the original Scalpel band shot, right?
The original, or is it Baseboard Heat or Retroactively Mad? Look, I have a little list of our favorite band names. Listen, these band names can be leased. All right, Baseboard Heat, Scalpel, and Retroactively Mad. If you want to name your shitty hardcore band one of these names, come talk to me. I'll lease it to you.
This can be yours.
This can be yours for the low price.
Well, who was
Boy
it?
Rock, Slipknot Zoom meeting, right? Wait, there's another. Wait, there's another one, right?
Oh yeah, there is another one.
There's another one, just like the other one. Urgent. urgent. Get on that Foreigner tip the other day, man.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Cause I'm a dirty white boy.
That first record's good stuff, man.
Yo, fuck them, bro.
They're not hardcore.
Fuck them, bro. I don't give a fuck.
They don't have any Unity songs.
All right, here's another one. Boom.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Who's missing? You're missing. Oh, you're in there too.
No, I'm there. I'm in the back.
All right.
All right, enough. The curtain.
Yo, Bob Riley, what's up, man? Hope you're keeping my girls in check in upstate New York, bro. Yeah, it's Foreigner. I want to know what love is.
Are you the Lou Graham?
I want you to show me. Is it the Gathering of the Juggalos? Is it the Bensonhurst Lesbian Choir? Good one, bro. Is it the Usual Suspects? Davey Gunner, what's up? Davey Gunner from Crouten and the Hope. Davey Gunner, how about Space Junk? Oh, we are the gluten-free motherfuckers.
That's another one you should write on the list.
All right. Tell us what this is, man.
These are postcards, if you will, screenshots from our very first show. And if you check your calendars, it was exactly 1 year ago today that we started on this journey to boldly go where no hardcore show has gone before.
How about that?
A year.
1 year ago today.
You know
what? Let me bring on somebody's. Let me bring on Sid and Rat Bones. What's up?
There we go.
Yo, 1 year ago today.
Nuts.
And time flies so quick.
Take a guess. Take a guess how many shows we've done in this last year.
117.
Exactly, motherfucker.
Wow.
Good. That's good. Paying attention.
Yep.
Sid's on point.
Yep. 100. We have done 117 shows in the past 364 days.
Wow.
Yep. So I just want to say formally to everybody out there, thank you for supporting the show. Everybody worldwide. It's been incredible. It wasn't the plan.
Absolutely.
I didn't set out. I wasn't like, oh, I want to do a show. You know, it turned out that way. And it's great. And I love doing it. And I love that you guys are a part of it. And I love that all you other motherfuckers out there around the world were a part of it too. So there you go.
Drew, how long between the last A7 show and the first Chronicles show was it? Because it was like right before the lockdown.
The last A7 the last A7 show was March 8th, right?
So a month. Wow, a month to the day.
Right, and now I'm looking. Yeah, it was a month. 1 month later, I was at my dad's in Florida, and
And I said to myself,
No, I didn't. It was actually my ex-wife that said, you should do a hardcore show. And I was like, this shit is stupid. I don't want to do anything. What do I want to do? Who wants to deal with these guys? I need that shit like I need a hole in the head. And I railed on Christine. And then like a day later, I was like, I was thinking like maybe I should do a hardcore show.
And look what happened.
Yep. It was really I was asked to come on someone's show in LA, Stefan Adika's show. And I saw that he was doing it on this platform, and I saw what he was doing, and that really got it rolling, Thank you, everybody. It's been a great run, Oh, Mike Scandato says, thank you for all of the Scandato support. All right. That's a lot of support. There's a lot of Scandatos.
You know what? This is a valid point here, Sid, about the Madball shirt. You know what? I don't think, now you don't wear the Madball shirt at all, right? Which is lame because
it's retired. It's retired.
Playing hard.
You like it? Tough shit.
Yes, Lori Dawn. Christine's a genius. That's why we're divorced now. She doesn't want to be with me. She is a genius. Oh man, that's funny. Just kidding, Christine.
This past year has taught me to say yes and never say no.
That's right.
Say yes to everything. Well, not everything. I won't.
Sid, we want the Madball shirt, bro.
Let's see some. Hey,
come on, you know what, Sid?
The lurkers.
Sid,
the lurkers.
Sid, it's the 100th show, Sid. Sid, it's the 100th show. Could you go dig it out and put it on for us?
Really?
Wow.
Please? Come on,
man.
Bro. Come on. Make me happy if you put the Madball shirt
If I do that, then you better make this longer than the Alberto show because I can't find it. I really am
Madball.
Oh my God. But anyway, really quick, Drew, can I say one really quick thing and then I'm gonna get the hell out.
Go ahead.
Well, obviously, guys, I want to thank everybody here, Drew, Steven, Rat Bones, and everybody watching the show here for the last year, watching our ugly mugs talk about, hardcore and punk rock. It's been a crazy ride. And, obviously Lenny, who's my biggest fan right there, especially Lenny, big shout out to you too. Even Drew gave me more
shocking these guys.
Hey, but you gave me the push to actually do my radio show. Believe it or not, you did. You did.
I'm just a puppet master, bro. I'm just a puppet. You. I'm just a puppet master, bro.
Oh yeah, and even Paulie actually, that was a good one when you caught me sleeping.
That's a classic
that
moment.
show too. We should have.
We caught you jerking off too. What about the time we caught you jerking off?
No, that never happened.
That's what we need, a highlight reel. That'll be.
But anyway, all right, guys. So
all right,
after the show, go on mixlr.com/SDK Sound System. Doing a show tonight from 7 to 9. And and one quick thing, Drew. Also, if Steve mentioned Bandcamp, obviously I was going down the rabbit hole, checking some new stuff out. Caught this one band called Slant. They're from Korea, and it's a female-fronted band. Super old-style hardcore. Discharge meets Bad Brains. You got to check them out. That was my one. Even though it's not a record of the day, it's a recommendation you should check out.
Listen, bro, no one listens to more crappy punk and hardcore than you, Sid.
See, you might think it's crap,
merciless,
but some people might like it. There's a difference.
Drew is merciless.
Some of this punk shit you listen to is like, man. All right,
But
you know what? Yo, listen.
See,
organize and arise distro label. Listen, Slant is fucking killer. What do I know, bro? Listen, what do I know? Listen, I know I don't know. So, and I'm busting Sid's balls. You know that.
Hey, in the words of Roger, never trust a hardcore kid who's never listened to punk rock.
You know, this name's coming up a lot. Who killed Spiky Jacket? I was talking to someone about them today as well.
I know who they are.
The Reverend from Car Bomb likes this guy a lot.
They're originally from Boston. They basically they'll literally trash the club out, set off fireworks.
Oh, it's Andy. Andy from War. Andy from War. Plague. Yeah. What's up, Andy? Right on, brother. Thanks for watching the show.
See, Andy
Drew, be good to your crew. Listen, in the great words of Artie Stone, you're a little rough on your guys today. You gotta ease up.
But sometimes you gotta crack the whip.
No, he doesn't know. He just say, you're a little rough on your guys today.
Stop moving your head.
Stop moving your head. All right. Listen. All right, Sid, go ahead. Go be you. Do you, baby. Go do you. All right?
I'm going to just sit back and enjoy the show because this is going to be fucking amazing.
I want you, dig out the Madball shirt and I'll bring you back on later with the Madball shirt. Come on, bro.
I'm not making no promises, Drew. Like,
help me help you, bro. Help me help you, bro. I want to help you, bro.
Help me help you. Help me, like, try to find the damn shirt because I can't even find it.
I'm the helpatron,
to get you the help that you need.
I got over 175 band shirts.
All right, you're done. You're done. Goodbye. Is that right? Is that right, Rat Bones?
I'm pretty stoned, yeah. The wife and kid are away to San Francisco for a couple weeks, so I'm like laying around reading comics in my underwear. And
right.
I got dressed for the show. I put my socks in slippers. Rat Stone.
You get one Rat Bones. You get one Rat Bones today.
I had
I'll give you another one. You ready for another one?
Rat Bones! Yo, I ate a couple of these Takis.
What are those, bro?
They're hot as shit, man. Takis.
What is that?
Yo, these things are badass. Bro.
Is that spicy shit? Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, but that shit, I wiped it in my eye and everything before get ready. You pulled me on.
I'm a Jewish kid from Queens. I can't eat shit like that, man.
That's good, man. I love it.
You don't do spicy, Drew?
Come on, bro.
What about wasabi? No wasabi?
That's just, I don't fuck with, bro. I eat like plain, like lifeless food, bro.
I rolled around on the streets of the LES. I can eat anything,
Frankie says those are Mexican cheese doodles.
If everybody, you want to keep saying, like
they wear little wrestling masks
in New York, so we're gonna really set it up.
All right, good.
And as Bunny Blunt would say, "Yeah, boy."
Hey, Rat Bones, I was actually going to send a shot from the first show. You lit up on the very first show, too.
I did. My wife and kid gave me shit for that.
Hey, we're going out and doing the walking tour. We're going out and doing the walking tour this weekend.
And I thought Rat Bones was straight edge.
I'm on.
So all you people out there, all you patrons out there, come on out on a walking tour. Here's your big chance to smoke pot with Rat Bones.
Bring your hardcore
New York
walking
straight
shoes.
edge. You know what
All
New York
right.
straight edge? You smoke weed and you have a beer. That's like New York straight
Yo,
edge.
your boy Hegs is coming out. It's a big pot smoking session on my walking tour.
Yeah, we know how to do it. We know how to do the
Hey, it's
life.
legal now, isn't
All
it?
right. All right. Hey, listen, Rat Bones, are we doing some collectibles?
If I don't get my intro, I can't do it. I'm gonna
All
get
right. Hey, Steven, I'll see you later. All right, what do you got?
All right, so
I know you're fucking
Actually,
stoned.
we have a
Listen,
great
I know you're stoned. I know you're stoned. Don't take a half hour with this.
dude, I'm ready. All right, I just purchased. You know, I love getting stuff, and I love when I got something hot off the presses. And the show kind of led me to it in a roundabout way. Like I believe in that. Like you start thinking about something, pop, it's going to happen, right? So we did a Patreon show, and we were doing, you know, about monsters. With one of the guys from SSD is all into famous monsters, and I was in the comic book store in my wife's mother's house, and he had a couple of famous monsters magazines, but they were all beat up. And then one guy was like, yo, just come. I have some. So I went to this guy's house and he wanted like 10, 20 bucks a pop for these. But I bought the whole lot for 150 bucks, getting the 30 famous monster magazines for $5 each, which is like even hard to do at the flea market. So I don't got no toy today, but I just want to pop off a couple of these covers. Nothing's under like obviously when you collect books like that, you want to get issues under 100. You know, 10 and down is the gold, you know. But they're a little later, but they're still really cool. And I got about a few of them right here. I just want to pop the covers and walk through memory lane with you guys. And they're famous monsters from the 80s. This is issue 120.
Nice. Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Not mad at that.
Yeah. I'm going to go a little quick because I got a few, but there's no.
Hey, shouting out Marlo from Apparition. How are you, hon? I hope things are well in your world. Go ahead.
I like, you know, we throw back here. This is a throwback segment of the show, so roll with it. Remember these movies on the ABC 430?
Yo, I saw that in the movies, bro.
Oh, God, son.
I saw that in the movies, bro. You know who was in that? Anybody? Joan Collins, bro. Joan Collins was in that.
I just really like these covers. I mean, everybody our age anyway. The kids might not get it. The 20.
Oh, Westworld.
But
nice.
Yeah, these covers drew you in, you know? I mean, this was our internet. This was our newspaper for kids. Like, you know, it had all the movies in it.
Is Famous Monsters, is the magazine still around? I forgot. It is, right?
It's still around. It's by Warren Press. It's a Warren magazine. So sometimes, if you know, this one's hot.
Oh, yeah.
Issue 143.
Nice.
And I always love this cover. Like that's what it is when you walk down memory lane. It's like I always remember this cover. I never had this one as a kid, so I'm glad I got this one. Jaws.
Ooh, Jaws versus Ape.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's hard. Nice.
So, and with
you know
the
what? You're good. Listen, you know what? You're good when, huh?
I got the King Kong one. No, I'm just showing a couple. You know, I'm not going to go through them all. And then they put out like special issues. Got the Cylon on there.
You know what? You're good when you're stoned. You're good when you're stoned.
Well, I dig this shit, you know?
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to show. Oh, no, where'd it go? I'll kill myself. You had to say it, Drew. You had to say it, bro. All right. It's all right. I pulled it in. Hold on. Now, I always loved this one when I was a kid. And this was like a special one you had to mail away for. The Star Wars Spectacular, bro. It's just big. And it's cool because, you know, these are like comics. You know, comics always have a real cool art on the cover. And then you get in, it's never as good as the cover. It's the same thing with these. Like, you see that looking so cool. and everything's in black and white inside. So it's kind of like, you know, what glitters ain't always gold, but they're cool as shit, man.
Right on.
The last one I want to show, it's also, see how it says Warren Presents? So you know that was Famous Monsters, even though it doesn't say it. But the thing I love about this one is these ads, and you never seen the ads in color. Like, these are just so sweet, man. And this one on the inside cover is damn sweet too.
All right.
Action figures.
Is that? Oh, that's an R5D4 action figure.
Yeah, man.
Is that Greedo? Wait, is that my man Greedo?
Greedo is in there, yeah.
Yeah, I see Greedo right there. Yeah, that's my man, yo.
These are cool, man. And then the back cover's some color too, so that they did the cover.
Greedo's like, I went to junior high school with Greedo. I went to junior high school 141 in the Bronx with Greedo.
Greedo the Guido.
All right. Hey, I got to get our guest on.
Come on, man. Look at these last couple of ones, bro.
Wait, there's more Star Wars to look at.
Man. Look at these things, man.
Oh my
so
God.
pristine, bro. They're just cool as shit, man. You can like Star Wars or not, but that shit is good. So yeah, I really am happy with that score, and I'm really excited for today's show. Billy Psycho, man. I mean,
legend.
I'm a little young, you know. I'm a few years younger than you guys, obviously, and it's like I just remember like those were the guys who had like. I'm glad they liked me. Let's put it that way. They had facial hair already and goatees, and we were just like skateboarding kids coming up to show. So, you know, they already had the 40 in the bag and everything. It was just a different time.
Already? Every time I ever saw today's guest, he had a 40 in a bag. I never saw today's guest without him holding a 40 in a bag. Anyway, listen, let me get it on. I'll talk to you later. All right.
We'll see you guys. Bring me back so I can say hi to Billy, and happy anniversary too, everybody.
Ragbone! 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 Ragbone!
There you go. The man himself. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, the Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, Your Core Hardcore fan page, DTFM Vinyl Distro, and Chacho's Tacos. Located in Corpus Christi, Texas, Chacho's Tacos opened the doors in 2001, home of the almighty Chacho's Taco. They cook up an incredible home-style Tex-Mex food, and this month they're celebrating their 20th anniversary. They've been supporting underground music since the beginning, and in their own words, we ain't stopping anytime soon. Touring bands that play Corpus Christi, swing by and get a home-cooked meal at Chacho's Tacos. We got you. The underground scene will never die. Please follow us on Facebook or on Instagram. Also, Your Core fan page. In the wake of the pandemic, Your Core Chris created Your Core fan page, utilizing lessons learned from over 20 years of being an educator and social worker. He decided to try and reach where hardcore punk and the surrounding genre bands create not only their music, but their message. The interviews are from a psychological perspective to harvest motivation, personal insight, and perspective. Please reach out to them on Facebook or Instagram if you have content to share, or if you want to promote your band, Your Core fan page. Last but not least, before we bring our guest on, the Texas Silver Rush. The Texas Silver Rush is a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. There's a lot going on in Texas with this show. They specialize in working with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as to style them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rollet, Ringo Starr, and of course, Agnostic Front. During this current pandemic, all information and online sales are being taken at their Facebook and Instagram page, and of course, at the TexasSilverRush.com. That said, I'm not going to get into anything else. We'll get that on the rebound. Let's clear the deck. Everybody behaving himself in there. Here we go. Today's guest is an American drummer hailing from Staten Island, New York City, the forgotten borough. Well, I don't know if the Staten Island's forgotten, but a lot of people don't know it. He was part of the original first wave of American hardcore bands, playing drums in Skinhead Youth, No Control, Mental Abuse, and Six Society. He is a founding member of the Psychos and was an absolute staple of the scene in the early 1980s. Please welcome, coming at us from Salisbury Center, New York, upstate New York represent, the one, the only, William Earl Griswold, a.k.a. Billy Psycho. Brother!
What's up? State capital of the world, Salisbury.
Good to see you, my man.
What's going on? A 100th show, huh?
No, 1
Oh,
year.
1 year anniversary.
1 year.
Ah, okay.
Actually, the
My bad.
117th show.
Oh, well, congratulations on 1 year.
Yeah, man, it's been a good year, and it's always exciting to connect with an old friend like you. And I know you don't do a lot of this stuff, so I'm really honored, and I appreciate you. And I know a lot of other people do appreciate you coming on the show.
Well, it's my pleasure, man. I'm glad to see, the scene is still alive and well. I mean, for a while there, who knows what was going on,
Yep. Danielle LePage says, "Hey, Billy, looking good." Remember Danielle from Blood? Of course, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, so tell us how you came up, Staten Island. Like, was music in your household? Like, how did you come up?
Well, back in the day, I had a little portable AM radio, and I used to listen to WABC, I think it was, and it was cool, I mean, it was all I had, I mean, I come from a poor family, but, music wasn't really big in the family, and I started pulling stunts at a very early age, and, my poor mother, she had 3 kids, and I was the oldest and the most problems. I was trouble from day one, and needless to say, I kind of left home young, man.
But your young days, you were on Staten Island, right?
Yeah, I wandered the streets of Staten Island as a runaway kid, and then after my last days of juvenile detention and juvenile delinquency, I wound up in New York City,
You ran away from home at what age?
Well, I started at 11, and I was like a regular in Staten Island family court until I was about 15.
And you did some time in juvie, right?
Well, they tried putting me in foster homes, group homes, all that shit, but I always fought with everybody. I didn't get along. I didn't play the game, and I'd end up back in court somewhere else, and finally, they got sick of my crap and put me in juvenile detention upstate.
Upstate then, upstate now. You love upstate New York, don't you?
Well, I don't know if I would recognize the city anymore. I hear it's totally different,
It's a little bit different. But, everything changes, man. New York changes, and let's talk a little bit about when you were a young teenager and when you came to Manhattan. Like, what were you doing? Is that how you found music?
Well, when I came to the city originally, I hung out with these old burnout hippies. I was a runaway. I didn't know anybody or anything, and they kind of took me in, man. And we were sleeping on rooftops and, just surviving in the streets of the city. And then punk rock came out, and it was out a little bit. I found the Ramones, the Sex Pistols, all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
That was like the happening thing. And I met punk kids around my age, and I don't know, somehow I just wound up in the East Village, that's where it was happening,
What year was that? What was that? Probably 79, 80?
Yeah, I kind of burst onto the scene, so to speak, in 79,
Yeah.
I was a kid, I mean, there was other kids. Todd Youth, I mean, he ran away. He was a runaway.
Yep.
I mean, people used to just, I don't know. The world was a different place,
Yeah, absolutely. And what was the first sort of musical? Didn't you tell me early on you were doing some DJing and stuff?
Yeah, well, I had met up with some people, and they were in like the club scene, and I don't know, I kind of, I was buying a lot of punk records from Bleecker Bob's and shit, and I don't know, I got into DJing a little bit, and it led me to, well, years ago, this was like pre A7 maybe. A7 was probably there, but I didn't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of before hardcore shows, I think. I got a gig spinning records at this club, the UK club. It was on 3rd Avenue and 13th Street. It was an
Wow, that goes back, bro. That's like 79. Yeah, UK club. That's like 3rd Avenue. You said, right?
Yeah, it was wild, man. There was hookers walking around back then. There was
right on 3rd Avenue.
Theater. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it was a crazy place. I remember we had 2 turntables, and they didn't have like no modern mixer. They had like a PA kind of mixer with knobs and stuff. I mean, they were paying me shit money. It was just, I don't know. I loved music,
Didn't you DJ at the nursery too?
No, but the guy who owned the UK club, his wife actually owned the nursery.
Okay.
And that was on the next block. And that was a little bit more like fancier. The UK club was a dive. And I forgot to tell you this. I thought about this after we talked. You know who ran the UK club? You ever hear of Rockets Red Glare?
Of course. Yeah.
He was the manager of the UK club.
Wow. So when you were DJing, like in 1980, when Billy Psycho was DJing, what?
I wasn't Billy Psycho.
I know. I was gonna say I know you weren't Billy Psycho yet, but like, what kind of stuff were you playing? Like hardcore was like, what was sort of like what were you spinning?
Well, Plasmatics, Sex Pistols, Buzzcocks, a lot of punk, and some new wave. I mean, punk didn't get a lot of airplay originally. You know what I mean? It came in more slow, I guess you could say, I mean, it was out there, but it wasn't the prominent thing. You had like the B-52s were everywhere. You know what I mean? And, in like the UK club and the nursery, they were playing like Lena Lovitch, all kinds of dancey, poppy, punky, I don't know, new wave, whatever.
Wasn't the UK club an Angels hangout?
Well, yeah, the Hells Angels, they used to come in the UK club. They used to come in there a lot, and they used to come in the nursery a lot. I didn't really go in the nursery a lot because they were like open when we were, but oh my God, they used to try to get me to play the Doors and all this crap. And what
did they, like what? Like what did they want you to play? The Doors, like
AC/DC, man. They were like, play AC/DC, and I was like, I ain't got no AC/DC, I got Billy Idol. I don't know,
I know who AC/DC was.
I mean, I didn't listen to that stuff, and one night they came in with a stack of records, and the guy came over to me, and he's like, play these, and I'm like, what? And I try to be Mr. All, cordial DJ. I'm playing this, I'm playing that. I'm gonna make a segue to their music, Well, I guess I didn't do it quick enough. One of them guys pulled out a 38, started firing rounds on the dance floor like a cowboy. And I was like, oh my God, I hit the deck in the DJ booth, I was like, holy shit. I mean, I nearly crapped my pants, man. I had never seen nothing like that. And then they all got together and ran out, laughing,
Those are the days when you could pull out a firearm and shoot up into the roof, and the cops would never even come. They didn't give a shit, No,
they didn't. No, they just all took off running, but they would come in and out. And I don't know what the deal with that was. I didn't get involved with what went on. It was just something I did, Hey,
let's talk about that era. Here's a shot of that neighborhood. This is actually third. This is down the street a little bit. This is third. This is 3rd Avenue and 5th Street. This is a couple blocks away. Like, paint the picture for some of our people about what the Lower East Side was like back then.
Well, I mean, when I was at the UK club, I didn't really hang around too much down like towards Tompkins Square Park. That came later because, you know, the UK club and the nursery, they stopped paying off the cops. And they got raided a bunch of times. I lost all my records at the UK club. They came in with goddamn chainsaws and cut the bar up and took it with them, you know?
No shit.
Yeah, and they all my records were gone. They locked the place up, and
Wow.
that was kind of the end of my. Well, right before that happened, I found A7, and I was trying to get a gig spinning records there, but you know, that was when hardcore started to really come into play a little bit, or punk, whatever you want to call it back then. And you know, Jack Flanagan used to play records there.
Now, here's a shot. This is A7, the front of A7 in 1981. And a lot of people ask about this place. Like, the thing about A7 in 1981, you know, and originally it was Mary's Candy Store, you know, going back years and years. But this wasn't used as the entrance. The entrance was the side door, you know? And
Right.
you wouldn't even know that anything existed in there, like walking, right? It was like all boarded up. You had no idea that anything was going on in that place, you know?
Well, I heard you say they didn't have a liquor license, and I didn't know. I really didn't know the goings-ons of what, you know, was going on there other than the music, you know? And, I mean, obviously, he hit it well, so to speak. I mean, he was only open, like, late at night into the morning, and
Yep.
I don't know. You wouldn't know if you didn't know it was there. It was like a speakeasy. No one really would know.
Yeah, absolutely. It was literally, you go to the side door. It was like, especially in the, like, real early on, man, because like, so how did you find it? Do you remember how did you find a place like that?
Well, you know, when you're in the after hours club scene, there was a lot of after hours clubs, and one would close, and maybe you're hanging out with someone you met there. They'd say, yeah, we're going to go down to this place. And I was like, what's that? I never heard of that. All right, I'll go.
Yeah.
And we bounced around, you know, and that's kind of how I found the A7, just bouncing around, you know.
And when you first started going to A7, right? You try, like, at what point did the hardcore thing come in, and who did you meet, and how did you click in there?
Well, I don't know. You know, I went a few times and there was nothing really going on there. And then somebody else I met up with was saying, you know, oh, this club, this and that. And I went there and they had music, but they didn't have any bands. It was set up, they had the stage and stuff, but that was like one of the first times I had went, maybe the third time I was there. And then, you know, I don't know, later on, I just gravitated. I don't know, I wound up in there. I can't remember, to be honest with you.
Who did you meet in the scene first?
Well, it's kind of funny because, you know, Max's was happening for a while.
Right.
And, you know, I missed that because I was in the after hours scene. And I didn't know about Max's. And for a while, I lived right across the street from the Palladium. And, you know, I had no idea Max's was right around the corner from me.
Yeah.
But Vinny Stigma, he was kind of one of the first people I met. And if I recall, he was telling me, oh, man, you got to come see my cousin's band, the Mob, you know. And Jack was, like I said, spinning records even before Jimmy was doing it, you know.
At A7?
Yeah, at A7. And, I don't know, you know, I saw the Mob and I was like blown away. And, you know, I had been into the punk thing already. I had a mohawk. I had big 3-colored fish fin off my head. And, you know, I came out of the punk scene. Me and Larry, Stu, the guitarist, we met, Jesus, probably in 79. And we met in the club scene. And he was like me, you know, we were angry kids. He had I think he lived with his uncle because his parents threw him out. And I was like a runaway, man. You know, I was living wherever I could, surviving, you know. I don't know. We were angry kids. We hated everything. When I first heard the Sex Pistols and the Ramones and I heard, I don't care, fuck you, fuck this, I was like, I'm right in. Yeah, let's go, you know.
So how did this translate into let's start a band?
Well, me and Larry used to hang out, and I always had this fantasy as a kid, you know, oh, play drums. I never did, never went to school, never learned how to play drums. And Larry, he turned around and he bought a cheap knockoff guitar at a pawn shop. And he could play a little bit of riffs. And, you know, we were going to A7, and we found out that Dave was renting it out for studio time.
Oh, like a rehearsal room, right?
Yeah, because he would provide equipment for the bands. So the equipment always usually stayed there. It was crap, but I think he charged us $6 an hour or something. It was cheap, you know?
Hey, our old friend Polly says hi.
Hey. And it was kind of funny because
what would Dave be charging to rehearse at the A7 in 1981?
Like I said, it was before that. It was like 1980.
Like $5 an hour, $3 an hour or something?
I think it was like $6 an hour. We'd go in there and we'd throw $20 at him, and it was just me and Larry, and we'd play. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I never played drums. All I would do is go boom, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, you know. And
so you said I'm going to play drums, even though you've never played drums before.
Yeah, well, you know, there was a lot of bands around. I mean, the Young and the Useless. Those were kids that I don't know what they knew, you know. And there was other bands that, I mean, come on, it wasn't a big talent festival, you know.
It wasn't a big talent pool there, right?
No, I mean, you know, we were angry, we were frustrated, we wanted to make music, we were anti-establishment, anti-church, state, all that shit, you know. We came out of the real punk era, you know.
Yeah.
There was no hardcore then.
Well, it wasn't, and even when it got rolling, we didn't have the name hardcore for it. Like it wasn't called hardcore until early on, right? I remember calling it like thrash. I mean, literally way before, we didn't have a name for it. It was like thrash, because we used to thrash around, you know, we didn't have a name for it, man, until DOA put out Hardcore 81 in 1981, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, slamming, people didn't call it slamming.
Yeah, right.
And it was always like we skanked on the floor, or, you know, I don't know. It was just different, you know. And one thing that was really cool that I always remembered about back in the day, you know, it was such a small scene that you were either in a band or with a band, and everybody knew each other.
Yeah.
You know, there was no outsiders. And when the outsiders came, unless they were really cool and got accepted, they really didn't stick around. Some of them got beat up and shit, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of protected ourselves and looked out for each other, you know?
Yep, absolutely. Here's a shot. Here we go. Here is a shot of the Psychos playing A7. There's you playing drums, Roger playing bass, and Stu, aka Larry, right, playing guitar. How did Roger? I mean, this is sort of like the original lineup, right? Was you three guys? And
well, originally we were called Rejected Youth because we had big fantasy. We were rejected from society. And then we read Maximum Rock and Roll. There was a band on the West Coast, Rejected Youth. And me and Larry got together and we were smoking pot and drinking. And we took a piece of paper and started writing all kinds of fucked up names down. And I wrote the Psychos. And it was just like process of elimination that lasted out of all the names. And we had this bass player because it was just me and Larry originally, like 2-piece practicing in A7. And we found this guy. He was Moroccan. He hardly spoke English, but he played bass.
How'd you what do you mean you found this guy? How do you find
It
a
was
guy
just
like that?
somebody from the area that we bumped into, and he said, I play bass. And he would play the bass and go, ooga singing Moroccan. It was insane, man, you know? It was funny as shit. And then Larry put a flyer up in Rat Cage Records, you know, Psycho's band looking for a bass player. And
Right.
I think at that time, I was staying in Journal Square, Jersey City, by the Path Station, and Larry was in Hoboken. And Roger answered the ad, and he lived in Union City with Elio.
Right.
You know, the tattoo guy?
Yeah, Elio.
Yeah, he was up here too.
Fly Right Tattoo. Yeah.
He wound up here too. Funny story.
Yeah, he lived upstate for a while. Now he's out in the UK, right?
Yeah, he moved back to England. I went up to his place. He had like 30 acres up by Canada.
Right.
But anyways, so Roger shows up, and he's got a mohawk. I think I might have still had a mohawk then too. And Larry had spiky, like Johnny Rotten hair, you know, and it was funny, you know. Roger, he had this Challenger, like hot rod car with big wide slicks on the back, and he had this girlfriend that was a cheerleader. I was like, dude, right on. You're cool. You got a hot babe and a hot car. You're with us, you know?
You're in.
You're in, man. I don't care if you can play the bass. And then when he played with us, you know, I wasn't that good. He used to look at me like a little bit, and then I'd look at him because he could only play the top 2 strings of the bass. He wouldn't venture down, and I was like, wow, okay, you're going to make fun of me. Look at you, motherfucker. But like I said, that's the way it was. We were all kids trying to just express ourselves, you know?
Yo, that's me ripping it up on the floor back there.
Drew Stone.
Ripping it up. Look, I don't know.
Old school New York Chronicles. There you go.
There's living proof, bro. I'm on the floor of the A7 tearing it the fuck up to the Psychos in December of 1983.
Yeah, I mean, I loved Roger, man. I still do. I mean, we don't talk enough, but every once in a while I get, you know, I hear from somebody, and I don't know, you know, we're in different places, you know.
He loves you too, man. Here's our last Roger playing with the Psychos.
Look how young he is, man.
Yep. Oh, yo, got to shout out old High and the Mighty Rhodey, who was in the A7 with us many times. Ted Wellman, who's out in San Francisco.
Cool, bro.
Yeah, what's up, Teddy? Yo, I found this shot on that roll, right, of you guys playing A7. Check this one out. This is a great one. This is you guys playing A7, right? And you could see on all the way on the left, you know, Stu Larry with the mohawk playing, right?
Right.
All the way on the right, see me against the wall with the look on my face. I'm playing the wall, and then to my right, 2 people up high is Harley Flanagan. You see Johnny Stiff in there.
Is that Big Rob over there too?
I don't. Where do you see Big? I see Jimmy on the dance floor. I see what's his name from Super Touch. Death Before.
Mark.
Yeah, there's Mark. Yep.
Okay, it's hard. Dude, I need new glasses, man. I haven't had my eyes checked in years.
Yep. But yeah, that's the A7. Yeah.
Well, that was home for us, man. That was home before CBs, before 2+2, before anything. It was always the A7, you know.
Here's the flyer for that show, actually, which is a great flyer. I think Danielle made it. It's one of those great flyers that I love. The flyers that have no date or venue on them. No, it has a date on it, but no venue. Right.
Right.
Crazy.
And they were headlining, right?
Whoever made the flyer was headlining. Remember?
That's what I mean. I mean, they're on top, ain't they?
Yeah, they were headlining, which sort of segues to this, bro. It sort of segues to this one, which I pulled. Where is that? Oh, here you go. Here's one with you guys headlining, right? This is later on, but this is just a testament to that sort of deal. This is one where here's a CB show later on where you guys, of course, the return of It's Been a While, the Psychos.
Well, that was a show I set up because I was friends with Mayhem, and there was a time where, you know, if you make enough noise long enough, it becomes organized chaos, I guess. You know, I mean, you can't help it. I mean, I tried really hard and I learned little by little as I went, but there was a point where we were playing CBs pretty frequently and I was able to book shows, you know, they let me do it.
Louise?
Well, yeah. There was different people, you know. Yeah. I booked one right through Hilly one time because me and Hilly kind of got along a little bit, you know. I mean, he wasn't a bad dude, you know.
No, he just was a man of few words, man. You know, he didn't say much.
Yeah.
Here's another one with you guys headlining. Whoa. Headlining the big CBG.
Oh, yeah. Well, who knows who put that together or how we even got on that show? Who the hell knows?
Look at that lineup, though, bro.
Yeah, well, that was those shows that we, you know, like Halloween. Every Halloween they tried to put together like a big show, and it was always like $10 or something, you know. And usually it was $5, but because you had so many bands, maybe it'd be $10, you know. So you'd have enough money for an extra 40 at the end. I don't know.
Absolutely. Now, let me see if one more, which is a classic, bro. This is a classic. Love this one. And we got to talk about this a little bit. Of course, Colossal Man, you know?
Oh my God.
That's a great flyer. Who made this?
Well, there was this woman, Judy Joa. She was an artist and she kind of hung around the scene. She was a little bit older and she supported AF during the like United Blood days. She did a little bit of artwork, I think, for them. But I had lived with her. Like there was times where I was living in the squat and I was sleeping all over the place. You want to laugh? Back in the day, I would get shit-faced drunk and take the PATH train to Roger and Elio's house in Union City and crash on their couch. You know, and then Vinny would say, yeah, sleep in my house tonight. And I was kind of like the hobo drummer, you know. But Judy let me stay at her place, and I stayed with her for a while. And, you know, I was in and out. But when this show came to be, she drew that flyer up. And the Colossal Man, that was like a funny story because we met this guy who, I don't know if he played bass for a little bit or sang or both, but he was in Ultraviolence at one time, like long time ago. And he had this little studio and he had this little shitbox drum set. And, you know, I would beat the fuck out of it. And I was a big guy, you know, and he thought it was so funny that he actually wrote the song, Colossal Man Was a Skinhead.
Is that something to do with
the Psycho song, huh?
What about what I remember you dressed up in a nurse's outfit? What was that? That was a Halloween show, right?
Oh, that's when I was dating Terry. Do you remember Terry and the Twins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went out with Terry for like, good 4 years.
And what, you were wearing her nurse fucking uniform for Halloween?
She was an RN, and for Halloween, we thought it'd be funny, you know, because I had the goatee, all these tattoos, big guy. I'll dress up in your work uniform. And she put fishnet stockings on me, and I was wearing combat boots, and it was just, she told me after the show, that was a Halloween show too. What did she say? Oh, I let somebody use my drums, and I had Vinny's old drums. Actually, they were those plexiglass green drums.
Weren't those
And
the
they-
house? Weren't those the house drums at A7 for a while?
I don't know about that. I mean, Vinny from the Eliminate, when he was with the Eliminators, he had a big drum set. And actually, Ray used them. And then they were passed along to me. Vinny gave them to me for the Psychos. And I used them almost throughout a lot. I actually had them. I did a little stint with early Nihilistics after they broke up. They did like a revamped version. And I don't know how I fell into that. But, you know, and then eventually when I moved back to Staten Island, Roger and Amy had a house on Staten Island at one point. And I gave them back to him. He wanted them because of the history of AF and everything, you know.
I wonder where they are now.
I don't know, but getting back to what I was saying, somebody cracked one of them drums and I had a fit. And my girlfriend said, "You were the funniest thing. You had a 40 in your hand and you're stomping out of the goddamn place, screaming and hollering in a dress." Sight to be seen, I'm sure.
What did you live in? You lived in a couple squats?
Yeah, I lived in C Squat with Frenchie and his pit bull.
Wow.
That was nuts. I mean, that place, there was a fire. Like, we were on like the 5th floor or something. The 3rd floor was burnt out and the steps were missing. You used to have to climb to get up to the other floor.
I remember going in there and like you had to, there was like a spot where there was like 2 or 3 steps missing. It was a big friggin'.
Yep. You know, somebody got fucking drunk in there and fell through that and they caught their ball sack on one of the steps or something. I remember that. And it was a bad scene. You know, he was all right. He went to the hospital. I don't remember who the hell it was. I don't even think I was there when it happened, you know. Crazy.
Wow. C Squad, huh? Hey, yeah. I want to take this opportunity, speaking of C Squad and squats in general. I got a nice package from Bill Cashman, who still lives down there, and he sent me a couple of these fanzines, these squat fanzines.
Really?
You know, he's a New York historian, and he's really sort of documents the history of the Lower East Side squats. And so he just sent this to me, which is very cool. I'm going to be checking this out soon. So I want to thank Bill for sending that to me. This cool stuff. You know, we're thinking about maybe having a New York Lower East Side squat kind of history show and just talk about that history a little bit. So maybe you come back on for that. But yeah, living in a squat with Frenchie, that must have been fun.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know. Like I said, my fondest memories, it's like I was telling you the other day, like we were all hanging out at Vinny's apartment. You know, when Elio first started tattooing, he tattooed me in Vinny's kitchen, and he was tattooing in Vinny's kitchen. And then, like, one time, me, Rabies, and Frenchie and Vinny were hanging out, you know, in his apartment. And his mother's like, Vinny, come on, you guys come down and eat. And we all ate dinner with Vinny's mother, you know. And I could tell you other stories. Here, Paul from Sheer Terror. When we were all living on Staten Island,
Paul's from Staten Island as well.
Right. And he lived right near where I was living. So I used to walk over to his house and hang out with him and drink quarts of beer, whatever, you know. And it was Christmas one year and I had dinner with his family, you know. And I just heard his mom passed away and she treated me like family. And I'm really sorry to hear about that. And if you're around, Paul, and you hear this, man, I'm very sorry about your mom, man. Very sorry.
Absolutely. And I told Paul that I understand if he needs to postpone Sunday's show, but he wants to do the show on Sunday. So, you know, our condolences go out to Paul and his family. And we appreciate, you know, him forging ahead and coming on the show on Sunday. And of course, we all know Paul's going to be amongst friends, you know, coming on the show.
Yeah, he's got a GoFundMe page up, too. He's trying to.
I think they hit the mark already. He took it down.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. God bless him. Because, I mean, you know, we've all suffered through as you call it, zombie apocalypse. So I mean, it's been tough on everybody. And I got a phone call this morning. A friend of mine just passed away this morning, and he's from the biker scene, but still, he was a good friend. And
absolutely,
it's just sad.
Here, like, we're gonna poke around a little bit, but someone asks, what did Billy Milano do prior to SOD? Billy Milano played bass in the Psychos.
Yeah, but he also before that, he had a band, Hinckley's Fan Club. They played A7.
Oh yeah, they were an A7 band. Let me see if I got a flyer. Absolutely, yeah.
Right. That's how I got to know Billy. And the whole Billy coming into the Psychos was funny because Roger was getting more and more involved with AF, and I think that was after Steve and Phil, and I don't know, we were in some kind of a hiatus or something. And at A7 there was a big show. Big Rob was there, Billy was there. All I remember, you remember in the winter at A7, everybody would come piling out after the band, and steam just rising off our heads and everything, Right. And it was one of them nights, and we were all sitting there sweating, dying, and I don't know, we just talked, and it kind of came together, So.
Okay. Is that you?
Yeah, somebody's checking in on me. I told you a friend of mine passed away, and I have some friends, worried about me. That's all. I get it later.
Hey, let me shout out. That's our intro for me to take a break and do some sponsors. So let's take a break. Let's do some sponsors, and then I want to hear the story about you going to Chicago on acid with the girls.
Oh, I got plenty of stories like that, my friend.
We'll see you in a minute.
All right.
Well, there you go. Our guest today is Billy Psycho from the Psychos, old school New York hardcore OG. Really honored and psyched to have him on. Fun show, lots of laughs. Hope you're having a couple of laughs, because as you know, that is the only true currency we have in this life. We are the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction, Records and Skateboards, Your Core Hardcore Fan Page, Chacho's Tacos, and DTFM Vinyl Distro. DTFM Vinyl Distro is a record store that specializes in underground music, punk, ska, hardcore metal, and more. Located in the heart of Fargo, North Dakota's Industrial District, shop in person or online at www.dtfmvinyldistro.com, where the motto is death to false metal. Of course, how could we forget Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards? Located in Lakewood, Colorado, is the Rocky Mountain headquarters for all things punk, hardcore, and metal. Established in 2014, they have the largest selection of CDs, shirts, stickers, patches, and accessories between Chicago and Los Angeles. From the pit to the ditch, they've got your back. Get in touch with them at www.chainreactionrecords.com. What else while we're at it? Hey, patrons, friends, Romans, countrymen, patrons. We're going out on a walking tour. Drew Stone's Cinematic and Music walking tour this weekend. A bunch of people are already signed up for it. All are welcome. There's a couple spots left. If you'd like to support the show and be a patron, it is not too late for you to come out of the shadows and stop lurking. Help me help you. Here we go. There is the Patreon page. It's our community within a community. I think I've said that about 117 times already, right? But come join Patreon. There's a $2 tier, a $5 tier, a $10 tier, a $25 tier. There's a $100 tier. You could come and punch me in the face, or I'll punch you in the face, or I'll come and have sex with your wife, whatever you want for the $100 tier. So that said, yeah, buddy. Yeah. Yo, Hegs is coming out. Hegs is going to be there on Saturday. Come on out. Come smoke pot with Hegs and Rat Bones. Informative and fun. Absolutely. The walking tour is a lot of fun. Yes. The only two things that are certain this lifetime are death and taxes. Patreon bonus shows. That's right. We also do Patreon bonus shows every other Wednesday when we don't do one of these shows. Of course, today's Wednesday. We're doing this show next week on Wednesday. There'll be a Patreon-only show where we talk to guests about other stuff other than music, movies, other stuff, other cool stuff. That's what I'm thinking. Smoking pot with Rap-Ons is actually a really good selling point. Hey man, that's what I'm thinking. Drew Stone's health tips. Somebody was asking me, about some health tips and about losing weight. And I've said this before on the show. Drew Stone's sort of tip to losing weight: don't eat fucking food and you'll lose weight. That's it. You want to lose weight? Don't eat fucking food. There you go. Drew Stone's health tips, brought to you by Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards. Actually, and I'm trying to lose some weight right now because I've been eating some crap and I gained a couple pounds, being that I fucking don't go outside the door anymore. Zombie apocalypse or not, I don't want to go out. I sort of like my life here. I never want to go out again. Everything comes to me now, It's a crazy world. What else? The Animal Abuse Show is coming up a week from Saturday. Come on now. Get your shoes and socks on, kids. It's right around the corner. Down there in Jersey, it's the Animal Abuse Show with a bunch of our A7 brethren on the bill. For instance, at William Hebrew Park, right? We still haven't found out who is William Hebrew and is he Jewish. Reaching Out, Ice Cold Killers, Dead Blow Hammer, Crippled Urn, Silence Equals Death. All A7 bands that are on the upcoming Back to the New York Hardcore Roots compilation, which, by the way, there's no new news on this. There's a log jam at the pressing plant. We're waiting to find out what the hell is going on. Listen, they're in Czechoslovakia, so, there's a little bit of a lag time there. But as you can see, we're all cocked and ready to blow, Look at that cool splatter vinyl. Crazy Eddie, Deblo Hammer, Antidote, NYHC, The Ice Cold Killers, Kings Never Die, The Car Bomb Parade, The Last Stand, The Craze, Crippled Urn, Reaching Out, Enziguri, No Compromise, Silence Equals Death, End of Hope, Necrotic Society, Diamond Dogs, and Serial Poets. Package designed by Busky Design. Pitchfork is putting it out. As soon as we know what the fuck is going on, the pre-sale link will be up. You know what? While we're at it, let's talk about a couple upcoming shows. This Sunday, Reverend Paul Bearer is on the show. A week from Sunday, Danny from Biohazard. 2 weeks from today, Alex Mitchell from Circus of Power and Crucial Truth. Big show, Sunday, April 25th, Mr. Brian Baker. And then Sunday, May 9th, Mr. Roy Mayorga. A lot of great shows coming up. This is the 117th show, our 1-year anniversary today. I want to thank you all for your support. It's been a great run. And we'll continue running. Run, 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 run away. Yeah. So there you go. What else? I think we're covered pretty much everything. Let's bring our guest back on. Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up, Drew?
Hey. So tell us about the time when you were invited to lead the Chicago skinhead army. Tell us about that great story. I love it.
All right. Well, there was a while where people were coming from out of state to check out the New York scene. Like, I had met some people from Boston, but they weren't from like the SSD crew or any of those people. And then these girls came from Chicago. They were skinhead girls,
Skinhead girls.
Yeah, and one of them I took a liking to, and I don't know. We wound up taking acid together, and I wasn't an acid person, and I had no idea what I was in for. And, next thing I know, I'm driving down the highway looking at cornfields in Ohio, and we're in a rest area getting food.
Wait, how did they get you to? What was the allure here? Come to Chicago?
I mean, the girl was messing around with me, and she was cute, and I was like a little puppy dog following along. And then she was saying,
didn't she say you could be the leader of the skinhead
Yeah,
army?
well, we were talking about skinheads, and that she was telling me that there's a great skinhead movement in Chicago, which I'd never heard about. But and anyways, it was just funny because she was like, "You come down with us, and you could be the head of the skinhead clan and all this crap." And I'm like, she dosed me up. I would have went anywhere with her, I mean, that's the way it was, You get high.
So how did it shake out?
Well, I remember we got down to Chicago, and these girls are in the apartment, and we had blocks of welfare cheese and welfare loaves of bread we were living off of.
Nothing wrong
And
with
then
that.
I went. The funny thing is, I was friendly with Corrosion of Conformity. Me and Reed Mullen and Woody Weatherman were kind of pretty friendly.
Sure.
And they had just played New York before this happened, and I was wearing a wig at shows, So I show up in Chicago, and they're playing with Jodie Foster's Army, who I also kind of knew.
Yeah.
And I show up at the show, and I'm fucking going nuts at the stage, and I got this wig on, and they're like, "Look at this guy. Who the fuck is this guy?" And then I go to Woody like, and he's like, "What are you doing here?"
So so you never made it to be the leader of the skinhead army in Chicago. But how did it end up? Didn't you end up in a cornfield or something?
Well, no, we drove through all these. I never knew there was so many cornfields. I never went through the country. I was a city boy. All I'm seeing is cornfields, and I'm tripping balls. I'm like, whoa, And then when I was in Chicago, I told you this earlier, it was kind of funny because I had a fallout with these two girls, and now
the strangest things happen when you're on acid.
Well, and now you're in another town with no money, and I met this guy Jerry with a mohawk. I stayed with him, and he was funny. Oh my God, insanity! This guy, his father was on SSI, and I said, "What happened to him?" And we had a big party, and he made this huge vat of macaroni and cheese, from the little boxes. Yeah, he had a huge pot, and he's feeding everybody. I says, "Where'd you get all this mac and cheese?" He had a bedroom in his apartment stacked with big boxes, a truckload of mac and cheese. His father would get his SSI check and blow it on shit. He bought a truckload of mac and cheese,
Why not?
Well, I don't know. But anyways, some poor girls took, I guess, sorry on me, They wanted to come to New York. They wanted me to bring them to New York, and they chickened out, of course. But the girl gave me a bottle of Southern Comfort and a bus ticket home.
Kevin Hegg says, my best stories start with, quote, "We were tripping our asses off on mescaline."
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Listen, when I think of you in those early days, hanging out at Seaver's A7, there's you and there's a fucking 40 in a paper bag in your hand. That is how I remember you, Billy.
Yeah, well, that was it. I mean, we used to drink the like the Beastie Boys said, Ballantine ale with the puzzle on the cap,
Ballantine ale.
So hard,
Is that what you were drinking back then? Ballantine?
Yeah, well, some of us had this idea, the skinheads, England, they all drank ale, Ballantine ale, I don't know. We were kids, we had crazy ideas. We were always doing stupid stuff,
Hey, let me ask you about this. I know the Psychos didn't record. There wasn't a lot of. You didn't record much. I know it was disjointed and chaotic. But you guys ended up on this. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, when Billy and Big Rob was in the band, I kind of knew Javi because he had a band. Remember, I forget the name of his band, Savage Circle or something.
Yeah, that was it.
Well, they played A7, so I knew Javi, and he had put out a couple of 45 compilations with I think Killer Instinct and a couple of Ultra Violence, I think. He was putting that together, and he approached us, and we went in Don Fury's, and we recorded, I don't know, 6 or 8 songs, and I think he only took 1 or 2 of them. I don't even remember. I don't have that record anymore, you know.
This is, from our hardcore historian, Chucky Brown says, the only vinyl appearance by the Psychos was on the 1985 One Big Crowd compilation on Javi Savage's Big City Records label, which included hardcore bands from New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. And I want to add to that some of the bands that were on this thing were Armed Citizens, Ultraviolence, Sheer Terror, Shock, Vatican Commandos, AOD, and Bedlam. This comp was stacked, man.
Yeah, for back in the day, I mean.
Oh, right. Gary, our man Gary from CC Fly. I drew the cover. Right on, Gary. That's cool. Right on.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big deal because there was the only bands that really had vinyl in the early days was, The Abused had a record, CFA, then AF put United Blood out. I mean, it was kind of odd.
The Mob had a couple, right?
The Mob, Urban Waste,
Yep.
And then the Nihilistics, they had a very early record out,
Yep.
There was not a lot of vinyl in the New York scene until maybe a little bit later,
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, our friend, speaking of cause for alarm, Keith says, shit, last time I saw Billy Psycho was in front of CB's in 1983. What's up, brother?
What's up, Keith? Woohoo!
Wow, huh? Come on.
I mean, like I said, I've met so many people through Facebook, and it's a beautiful thing, I mean, really.
Yeah, it's nice to reconnect. Did people have the perception that the Psychos were a Jersey band? Did people think you were a Jersey band?
Well, for a short time, Larry lived in Hoboken a long time, but he eventually moved to Brooklyn, and so did I. I lived with Judy for a while, but we both at one time lived over. I lived in Jersey City, and he lived in Hoboken. And like I said, that was around when we met Roger, because we were practicing with Roger in some studio he knew in maybe it was Jersey City or even Union City or Hoboken. I don't remember, because at one time Roger and Elio, whatever you want to call him, and somebody else that was a cousin of Roger's had a little band called Distorted Youth.
Distorted Youth?
Yeah, they were like an oi-ish, punkish kind of thing, and they were like us. They weren't really good musicians. They were just fucking around, And Elio played guitar and the other guy played bass, and I don't remember Roger what he did, but he was involved in it,
It was good. Anytime youth is in the name, it's a good call,
Yeah, but there was other guys. There was like a little clique of guys, and I won't mention names. You know who they are. I talked to you about this before, but they thought we were like these guys from New Jersey, and they hated us, man. They wanted to kick our asses and stuff, and it was always like we'd be at shows together. They'd stay over there. We'd stay over here. And nothing ever came out of it. But
that's so weird because you guys were so alike. You know what I mean? It was so stupid, man,
Well, it was on them. It wasn't us. I mean, we were friends with everybody. I mean, like you had the guy from Urban Waste on, and you were talking about the show in Queens. And I remember that vividly. I don't know why. There's a lot of shit I don't remember. But I remember that show because I remember me and Larry taking the train. We had flyers, and it told you to take the train to such and such a stop and then follow the arrows.
It was on the flyer, yeah.
Yeah, they spray painted arrows on the sidewalk right to the community center. So you couldn't get lost,
That's awesome.
It was great. And then when we got there, I remember, it was just everybody from the scene was there, and everybody knew each other. Those kind of shows were great. The funniest show, though, that I ever seen that I remember from way back in the day was in Central Park.
Oh, Rock Against Racism?
I think that might have been
at the band shell. Yeah.
And I'll never forget this because there was tons of cops. And when Kraut came on, everybody like hit the floor, and there was a dust cloud coming up, and the cops thought it was a riot, and they all went nuts. You were there?
No, I wasn't there. But I know, but I know the show, of course. At this point, I think Keith didn't Cause for Alarm play that show for some reason. I think.
I thought the Ramones and Crowd.
Huh.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty big show. I don't remember all the bands. I just remember the cops New York City cops had never seen people slamming. And when that broke,
right? Did you guys use Eye of the Tiger from Rocky as your intro?
That was Billy Milano. Billy Milano was into Hulkamania and all this bullshit. And he came out with like a sword and a plastic shield he stole from some Halloween. I don't know. Billy was always up to big like big stunts and theatrics and whatever. That was Billy. He was a ham.
Hey, here's a cool show. This is at the Rock Hotel. Void, Scream, Second Wind, and Psychos, bro.
Yeah, that was our first real big show. And funny thing about that is the girl who was booking the bands at the time, she was
Annette?
Yeah. Roger was so funny. Roger says to me, you know, if I can get us this show, I might have to sleep with Annette. That was the big rumor, that in order to get a show, you had to bang her. And I was like, well, you can have it. I'm not having it. I don't need to play that bad.
Aw.
But no, we got on the bill, and you know, that was a long time too. What was that? 83, 82?
I think this one is I have the date on it. Hold on.
That's Jane Street, you know?
Yeah, no, the date is February 25th, 1985.
Really?
Yeah, it was 85, bro. Yeah, because you know what? This was a great band. This band, Second Wind. This band, Second Wind, was great. It was the what's his name? Rich sang. What did Rich play drums? I think it may be a double O, but he sang. Second Wind was like minor.
Wasn't it somebody from Scream too or something?
No. Second Wind was Bert and Rich sang, and they sounded like Minor Threat. They were great. That Second Wind record is fucking great. I love that.
I remember the name. I don't remember the band, you know?
Yeah, no, I love
Wow,
Second
that
Wind,
was
man.
85. Do you remember when I got shot on Avenue A?
I don't remember it, no. Oh, Rich Moore, here you go. AJ got it. It was Rich Moore singing and Steve Hansgen who played bass in Minor Threat. That's right. That record is awesome. I love that record that they put out. Yeah. No, got shot on Avenue A? Is it safe? Is it safe to ask why you got shot on Avenue A?
Wow, it was stupid, but I was just thinking about it because the funny story about that. I mean, the incident wasn't funny. It was the first year I was with Terry, and she took off to be with her family. We were going to spend our first Christmas together. And there was a big Christmas show at the Pyramid. And I got shit-faced drunk, and I was at the Pyramid, and I walked out, and I kind of passed out on a stoop and got into a fight with one of the neighbors. And, of course, back then, this had to be, I was only like 20 years old or just before 20 maybe. And I remember fighting with this guy, and I got the better of him, and he ran up in his apartment and got a 38. And he shot me on the corner of A and 7th, right by Leshko's, I guess it was, you know?
Right on A and 7th, right by Ray's freaking egg cream place.
Well, yeah, no, it was right by the diner there on the corner across from A7. But the funniest thing about that whole thing, because I wound up waking up in Bellevue Christmas morning, he nearly killed me. And he was a local neighborhood guy, black guy. And, you know, everybody started, the word was out that I was in the hospital in Bellevue. But nobody knew my real name. So all these punks and skins are coming to the Bellevue Hospital, and they're like, who are you here to see?
Billy Psycho.
Yeah, you know. And it got to a point where so many people were coming to visit me because I was there from, Christmas and New Year's, like 2 weeks almost I spent in there. And, you know, it got to the point where somebody would come with pink hair or combat boots, and they'd say, oh, you're going to see the guy and they'd point him right up, give him a pass, send him right up.
So the last hold on, let me get this off. The last flyer that I have is dated February 16th, 1986, which just probably got to be one of the last Psychos shows, right? How did it come to an end? How did it play out?
Is that was the Jersey show, right?
What is it? Yeah, Tom's River Fire Station.
Yeah, that we played on the second floor. That was insane. Me, Larry, and because Roger played bass, and
Roger played. Oh, Roger! It was sort of like a reunion thing.
well, sort of. I mean, it was something that was thrown together, and it was like a reunion kind of thing. And Roger wanted it, Vinny wanted it, come play, blah blah blah, and we went in the van with them, and that was a crazy show because it was in the middle of a like suburban area, and there was a big park right in the middle. And Roger brought a big watermelon that they filled with alcohol, So at the end of the show, everybody's in this park eating watermelon and throwing the rinds at each other and stuff. It was a mad, mad party, and then we all left. But that was, I think, the really only last show, which was not really a Psycho show. It was kind of like I don't know. It was your old guitarist, Nunzio, played guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Roger played bass. Vinny Stigma sang, I think. And I don't know. It was just a mix max. I played drums.
Yeah, I got that. That would be this, correct? Yeah, there's you, Nunzio, and Carl singing at CB's.
Okay. Yeah, and actually, I'm not sure. See, because I did a lot of drugs, man. I don't remember everything. I'm being honest with you, but maybe that's how Carl got in the band because, Carl was only with us for a very short time. And then Rat got involved, Tommy Rat, and I don't know, things kind of changed, and I was unhappy.
Was there a point where you were just like, it's over, that's it, and like done? Did you feel like it was done?
Well, me and Larry kind of drifted apart a little bit, and we were always the ones that it was always me and him,
Yeah, right.
And then during all these episodes, like Larry would get mad at me because I would take off we were at a lull period. We weren't doing nothing. Vinny introduced me to the Death Before Dishonor kids, right. And I wound up playing with them a little bit.
The two brothers, right?
Yeah, the U brothers. They're still around somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And, it was funny because, we didn't really have Oriental skinheads or anything. And they were young, skinny kids,
Yeah.
And Vinny's like, the youth, you got to get involved. Billy, the youth. And I was like, all right, Stigma, once again. Okay. I would listen to Vinny. He was my best friend,
Mm-hmm.
And I played with them. And Mike Judge, man, he was a kid. He might have been 16 years old, And the funny thing is they were kind of in that straight edge vein. And here I am behind the drums with a quart of beer,
Yeah, Mark, our friend Mark up in Canada says Billy needs to put out a book of drug stories, LSD and the King of the Skinheads.
Oh my God. I mean, it was always like that though, I mean, after I got shot, I was working in the after hours club on C, I think it was.
What, Robots?
No, it was another one, but it got raided and they locked my ass up, and then I got out, and it was an ongoing court case. And I had just gotten out of the hospital and shit. I had a hole in my fucking leg, and the lawyer, public defender, said to me, well, they're looking to put your ass away. And I'm like, I got a hole in my leg. And they're like, well, they'll mark you down, medical attention needed. I'm like, and Bags from San Francisco was around, and we were hanging around with him. He was hanging around with us. And me and Terry said, let's get out of here. Let's go to California. And we got on a jet plane and just took off and stayed
Not
with
trying to get
Babs
jammed
Brown.
up on that. Not trying to get jammed up on that shit in New York. Let's get out of here, right?
Yeah, then I got locked up in there for inciting a riot out there at a show. I was always drunk and getting into trouble. But, we spent the whole summer out there. And when we came back, me and her were sleeping in Roger's van, which was the AF tour van, with 2 of his pit bulls.
Yeah. I remember. And that van stunk like dog too, man.
Yeah, so did we.
In addition, you mentioned Death Before Dishonor, but you also played in that original Skinhead youth band with Todd and Ray, right?
Yeah, when Rock Hotel was going, Jimmy worked there, Roger worked there. I worked security a few times. They mostly did it, Ray B's. And funny story, we all hung out there. And, I was always drinking. I was like pre-alcoholic or something, and I was drinking. It was wintertime. I was drinking blackberry brandy all the time. So we would come with like quarts of it, Mr. Boston blackberry brandy, and we nicknamed it the skin juice. We're gonna get skin juice, and we would drink that shit on ice, and Ray would go to the bar and get mugs, pack them with ice, and would put it in there, and skin it was juice. Nuts. But anyways, Ray had it was like Rat Poison Warzone was going on. Even I sat in on a couple of things with them. And then Ray really wanted to get
was Skinhead Youth something separate?
Yeah, that came out of like, it morphed from sort of like the Rat Poison band, pre-Warzone.
I see.
Skinhead Youth. Right. Because
I even rehearsed with some version of Skinhead Youth, playing bass for a while. I did a bunch of rehearsals with like Ray, Joe was playing guitar. I did a couple of rehearsals with that.
Yeah, I mean, Ray wanted to get into singing. He wasn't the best drummer. He was like very mechanical, and he was okay. Don't get me wrong, but he really wanted to get into singing. And because we were all hanging around Jane Street Rock Hotel, I always got dragged into these things somehow, I mean, it's just like the Nihilistics. I think that happened because Mike Nicolosi wanted to restart the band. None of the original guys wanted to do it. They all had their own lives. And Paul Barra used to hang out with Mike. So I started going out to Long Island. And you want to hear a funny story? I hope Paul doesn't disown me. But we used to get drunk at Mike's house and have these like yelling concerts. You're so fat and we'd go back and forth for hours drunk. Oh, it was crazy. And there we go. Mike got me in the band,
and Trip Six was when Stu Larry left, kind of split with Tommy Rat, and they sort of started Trip Six after the Psychos, right?
Well, how that came about was, I guess, Rat and Larry became good friends. Stu, whatever you want to call him. I know him as Larry, but him and Rat became pretty good friends. And at that time, Stu was so sick of my shenanigans because I would get on a drunken mission and end up in Chicago on acid or California. Who the fuck knew, And he just wanted to get some kind of stability as he was smoking tons of dust. I mean,
I seem to remember that.
Right. So anyways, make a long story short, when Rat got involved, I loved Rat. I knew him for years, since back in the early days.
Sure.
But I wanted the band to go in a certain direction, and we just went through a big power struggle with Billy Milano. Because Billy Milano had all these ideas, and when we did that benefit at CB's for a record, my idea was fuck the equipment. Let's get some recording down before this shit falls apart. We got a good thing. We got Billy, we got Rob. Let's get this on some vinyl. That was my intention. Well, I got the the show together for CB's. Shea Terra's first show, Justified Violence. Cause for Alarm agreed to open up for us. And, you know, we made like probably $1,600, you know.
That's a lot back then.
Yeah. And, but Billy, once again, you know, Billy was like, no, we got to get equipment. And I was like, equipment? This is a record benefit. And Larry never had an amp in his life. So he was like, oh, an amp? Oh, yeah. So he just went along with it. And I got, you know, we tried to be democratic.
Were you happy to see a couple years ago? Were you happy to see all the psychos, the kind of scattered recordings?
It's right on my wall.
There you go.
My Wall of Fame.
Were you happy to see that come out?
Well, once again, Facebook, somehow, some way, over the rainbow, Steve got a hold of me through Facebook, and you know, he asked me about it, and he was talking about this Radio Raheem. Now, I didn't know anything about it, but I knew there was a lot of interest because when I was in Sixth Society, which was the real last legible band I was in, well, my old singer from that band is now playing guitar in Shea Terra, Johnny. And their old bass player, Jason.
Yeah.
Jason was our bass player from Sixth Society. I got the EP up there. But what happened with us is we had an opportunity to record. So we recorded that, and it didn't get put out until like, we recorded it in 89. It got put out in 2000 and something. Jason held on to the tape. So anyways, you know, there was I don't know, some label. All these labels have been putting out old stuff. So, you know, because I always wanted, I would have been happy if we had one good album out that I could say, you know, okay, the band's over, but we got something to show.
Yep.
And it never came to fruition because of all the bullshit. So when Steve approached me with this, I was like, well, what the fuck? You know, there's a lot of people that might take an interest, and hey, I'll get my record. You know, I don't know. And then I didn't hear nothing about it for like 2 years.
Yeah, it takes a while. They put out the High and the Mighty 7-inch, the High and the Mighty demo. That was their first release.
I love that band, Drew. I love the High and the Mighty. We played together at CB's. Yeah, and Ozzy had pink drums. I played on a pink drum set.
No, thank you, man. We had some good times, man. The High and the Mighty was a really fun band. It was me and the guys, some of the guys I grew up with, and
the Road Warrior. Vinny turned me on to you guys. Vinny was like, "You got to hear this. You got to hear this." You know.
It was good.
By the way, I'm gonna slip some information to you. The name Billy Psycho was given to me by Vinny Stigma. We were all by CB's in the early CB days, and we were all smoking pot. Well, they were, and they called me over, and they were like, Vinny's looking at me. He couldn't remember my name. He must have been stoned. He says, "You, Psycho, you." God damn it, I never got rid of it.
Vinny was like that, you know?
Well, I love Vinny.
Hey, let me do my final sponsor break and do a little shout out, and let's come back and we'll take some questions from around the world, okay?
You got it, brother.
You know what this is, and you know why we're here. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, Your Core Hardcore Fan Page, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Chacho's Tacos, and New York Hardcore Comics. New York Hardcore Comics opened back in 2013 when lifelong friends Debo DePro and Lee Fairley combined their collection and obsessions for comic books, toys, punk rock, statues, the magic, the gathering, and all things horror. The store is located at 117 Main Street in Dobbs Ferry, New York. If you want to support them during this pandemic, please contact them via email at newyorkhardcorecomics@gmail.com. Shouting out Debo DePro and Lee Fairley. Love New York Hardcore Comics. Really our first and original sponsor, still with us to this day. 1 year later. That's right. This is the 1-year anniversary show of the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. And I know what you're wondering. Organic Grill. It's a vegan restaurant located in East Village in New York City at 123 First Avenue, featured in New York Magazine, the New York Times, and Veg News. Their dishes have won numerous awards, including Best Veggie Burger. They make their own cheeses, sausages, and burger patties, and every dish on the menu could be made gluten-free. This year, they're celebrating their 20th anniversary, and they're all about having a great time while enjoying amazing, clean food. This food is amazing, and it's clean. So sick of dirty food. This is good, clean food. After 3 months of being closed, they're now open for deliveries. Get in touch with them and order some great food at www.theorganicgrill.com. Vlad shouting you out at The Organic Grill. We're going to see you in a couple of days. Is everybody? Yes. Drew, you have to say it is the 1-year anniversary. I have said it a couple times during the show. Mark, you knucklehead. This is the 1-year anniversary of the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. 117 shows in 364 days. So there you go. I've got your veg news. Yo, I got your veg news right here, yo. Yeah. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, what can I say? It's been a great run of a year. And we're still here. And we still got a lot to do. Ain't going anywhere. You like it, I like it, we like it. The show's found a worldwide audience. People love coming on the show. I love not leaving my apartment. You know? What's up? What's up, Scott? Represent. Deep Wound Outpatients. Northern Mass represent. Western Mass represent. Scott Helland. Guitar Me of One. My man. Let me see. I covered everything. Yo, one more time. I just want to shout out memory of Rob Vitale from Black Train Jack and Jerry Smiley, who passed away recently. Great guys, surely missed. Animal Abuse Show, April 17th, A7 Comp Update. Hold your horses. It'll happen when it happens. Questions for Billy Psycho. There is a super chat. If you got a hard on and you want to contribute to this show, do super chat. It'll catch my eye. It's in color. Contribute to the show. Don't be a taker your whole life. Although a lot of you aren't, and I appreciate the support. You know, that's what's happening. Yo, Tommy Rat, you watching? You see that? See, Tommy Rat's watching, man. You know? What's up, Tommy? Rest in peace, Jerry. Absolutely. Steve Psycho's watching too. Yo Egbo. Good. A lot of the crew. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I got to shout out some of my patrons. Some of my new patrons. Steve Psycho, FOZ, Upstate Reek. Rahul Hevesi, Nick. I love when people like Nick. Is that like Cher? Like, I am Nick. I don't have his last name. I am Nick. Like Cher. Kind of freaks me out when people have one name. Raymond Hogan, Mark Tolch, all you guys, thanks for supporting the show. So here we go. Let me get here we go. What's up, Rat Bones?
Bring it on.
You got something to say?
I got so much to say. I'm having such a great time today listening to Billy, man, go off. You know, there was a time when I do want to say something to Billy, man. I remember, you're a little older than me, but you know, that stuff meant so much to us. I came out of punk too. I went from metal to punk, but you guys were like that first wave of punk. Like, I wanted to ask you if you were at the Plasmatics on Pier 62 in 81, because I just saw that footage this morning. It was crazy. And that was like, so there was like 6,000 people there for the Plasmatics. Like, it didn't get the airplay, but it was huge to a lot of kids back then. It was like a real, I just remember being afraid of you but then becoming like that was what hardcore punk meant. Like a lot of the bravado we did, like sure in hindsight,
You were afraid of Billy Psycho?
I'm glad
you know what? Billy
I'm
Psycho
glad
was listen.
always
Billy
liked
Psycho was scary back then, so you're not alone at being scared of Billy
I
Psycho.
will say, look, I even admit, like what you started on St. Mark's and the LES, I carried it too far. I moved to Detroit when I was young. We were all runaways. Our stories are so down the same track. It's like a reason why we all found each other in this life. And the way you have fun, you got me over here wanting to fucking, party and like do crazy shit because I feel like it, because that's what punk rockers do. They don't hold back. So it's been a fucking cool show, man. I'm having fun.
All right, we'll catch up with you in a minute.
Yeah, I want to say goodbye, definitely, but it's awesome. Keep it rolling. Keep it coming.
I hope I hope we could do you justice, brother. Let's let me see. Let's look for some questions for Billy. Come on, let me see. Your upstate brother Bob Riley. Billy, you and me and a beer soon, brother.
Cool, brother. I saw his band, in my travels real quick, Drew. Yeah. Whenever bands came through Philly, when I was in South Philly, I would go see them, New York bands. Mm-hmm. And I saw Agnostic Front and I saw Bob Riley's band, Murderers Row. Yeah. What a cool band. What a cool band.
I love Bob Riley.
Right on.
Is this right? Stu got arrested for menacing, running across the tops of parked cars, smashing the windshields with an axe. Is that right?
Stu used to get dusted and do all kinds of crazy shit. I mean, it wouldn't shock me at all. When we hung out, he was a little bit leery of me at times because he's seen me go off. So he never pulled anything crazy with me. But I'd always hear these stories, and some of them were true,
Got it. Linz asks, what's Billy's thoughts on Madball's cover of Colossal Man?
I remember Freddie when he was a little kid, on the stage at CB's the first time he sang,
Of course.
And it's kind of nice. It's like a tribute, I mean, Vinny had a lot to do with that, and Roger, and I'm grateful people like this,
Oh, Tommy Rat says he held up people in Fort Greene with a hatchet after the Trip 6 era was done.
Yeah, I heard that.
I guess he liked the friggin' hatchet,
I don't know. I heard he went to jail for that one.
I did too. Gary TC Fly says biker culture. How did that come about?
Well, there was a time where there was some bikers around the scene, and then actually, during the late 80s when I was in Sick Society, we weren't allowed to play at CB's because I had a fallout with Connie. And then we played the Rogue Animal Hall. They were having shows at the Rogue Animal Hall. Mm-hmm. And this guy, Joe, the Iron Knights in Brooklyn, their clubhouse, we did a couple of shows. And I had bought a bike when I was still with Terry. It was only a Yamaha, but I was riding that around. I used to ride to Queens, Astoria Park, and hang out with the Astoria boys a little bit, Mm-hmm. And then, when Sick Society broke up, I got involved in a motorcycle club in Staten Island. I bought my first Harley. And I just, there's a lot of parallel lines and commonality with the biker scene and the hardcore scene. Very family orientated if you're in with the right crowd. But even that's changed over the years with Sons of Anarchy and all. Media ruins everything. And not you, Drew. Don't get me wrong.
No, I don't. I know what you're saying. Of course, man. How of course.
Well, it exploits things, and the plastic people get involved.
Yeah, what we're doing here is we're actually rethreading the community a little bit. This is a little bit different. But yeah, things like, I know what you're saying, Sons of Anarchy, the Mayans, all that stuff. That's like, That's Hollywood shit, man.
Right. That ain't real, you know. And I spent 26 years in bike clubs riding, you know. And I listened to hardcore the whole time.
Here's one from Chucky Brown again. In early 1985, the Psychos had a new vocalist, Carl, for one show at Danceteria. Can he speak on that? Carl left and then formed the Icemen.
Well, I really like Carl, and I hung out with Carl long before he ever came into the band. And it was kind of like a real flimsy situation. He came in and he sang, and then I don't even know why it just never stayed, you know. And he wound up with the Icemen. To be honest with you, I didn't see him as much of a front man, but I never got to see the Icemen, and Carl's dead now, I heard.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
He passed away.
You know, he turned out to be a great singer from what I heard. So that was my bad, really.
Hey, you know, Mac Gray, the drummer for Antidote, NYHC, says he was legendary out in the country with some of the bikers. I guess you had a little bit of a reputation out there when you were riding, huh?
Well, I kind of everywhere I go, I kind of make a big mess, a splash. That's just
and Gary says, you know, Carl did more than one show with the Psychos, right?
Yes, he did. He did.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, for sure. Our friend Whitney says, you and Eggs should come visit Jason and I in Yexus and do a Six Society reunion and eat tacos.
Oh, well, I don't know about
you know
that.
That sort of segues. Do you play any music anymore?
No, but you know, I went through a real bad period where you were talking about weight. I was up to like 360 pounds, you know,
wow.
And I was diabetic, and I really had to make changes. I'm down to like 270. I'm working out.
There you go.
I'm half a vegetarian. But I mean, the point is, now I've gotten some strength back and stamina. Man, I feel the itch again. I don't know.
Good. Listen, you know, that's what we're here for, man. And you know, this community is always here and welcoming. Where did it? You know, this has come up. Wait, no, let's do this one. Whoa. Hit by a truck stories, please. Did you get hit by a truck or something?
I don't remember that.
What's the hit by a truck thing?
I mean, all kinds of craziness always surrounded me, you know. I had this idea I had to live up to my name, you know.
When you got a name like Billy Psycho, you know, you gotta, yeah. Billy, would you sing or play drums if you returned to music?
Well,
do you ever do any singing? Fronting a band? Did you ever grab the mic back in the day and like?
Well, I actually tried singing for a band, and I had a sore throat for a week.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, you know, I tried. I forget who the heck. I don't know. Some band I was in. I sang a song. Oh, in Six Society, one time Johnny jumped behind the drums and I sang, but I wasn't that good. I didn't.
Chucky, now this has come up. This is interesting because this seems to be out there. Did Roger Moret write the two Psycho songs, Discriminate Me and Fight? Both songs ended up on Agnostic Front's classic 7-inch United Blood.
Well, I don't know about Discriminate Me, but Fight, I believe Roger wrote that, but we never did that with the Psychos. That went into Agnostic Front. And, you know, like I had told you, when they started AF, you know, I'm not even sure because Vinny had some material already written too, but those are strictly AF songs that we never played them. I mean, I remember Roger playing bass and showing us, but we never did them, you know?
Got it. What is this? Why does this keep coming up? Billy, tell us about hit by a truck. What is that? Is that a song? Is that a adventure?
Well, I don't know. I used to tell people a lot of times, hey, have a nice life. Get hit by a truck.
Maybe that's it.
I don't know. You know, I mean,
Well, here you go. Billy, if you called for Psycho's reunion, it would happen.
well, you know, I mean, I'm still recuperating from things.
How's your back? How's your back these days? Didn't you hurt your back working?
Yeah, well, for my discs in my back, the sponges between the discs, whatever. I mean, it's all messed up. Doctor told me he's surprised I was walking, but you know, back surgery is tricky. If I can walk and get along, I'm doing all right. I mean, I'm not gonna let him cut me, you know.
Yeah, that's a whole nother deal, man. You know,
I had 2 hip replacements.
2?
Well, you got 2 hips.
How do you have 2 hip replacements? Did you wear? Would you wear?
Not at once. I had one year, and then a couple of years later, I had the other one.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Boy, I'm not the bionic man yet.
Yeah, there you go. Let me see. Here, let me answer this one for you. I'll answer this one for you. Does Billy Psycho have beef with Billy Milano? Everyone seems to. Who fucking cares? We don't talk about shit like that on this show anyway.
I'll tell you right now, I don't have beef with anybody.
There you go.
I don't have beef with anybody.
That's the spirit, brother. I think I covered everything, man. You know, we got mental abuse. You played in mental abuse, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, that was a fiasco. You know, I was good friends with Sid Sludge, and I don't know what you know about mental abuse, but Mike, their bass player, he overdosed on I don't know what, but he died. Right. And when that happened, Davy Jones, he quit mental abuse, their drummer that also played on Victim in Pain for AF. That was his band, Mental Abuse. And he left.
Yeah, of course.
He was fed up with the drugs and all that. And, you know, Sid, he wanted me to play drums in this reversion where they had one of the guitarists was playing bass, Paul Dieter, and the other guitarist was playing guitar and Sid singing. And they tried to get me to play drums. And at first, I was like, you guys got a history. I don't, you know, I'm a drunk. I don't need drugs on top of that, you know. And one night they got me drunk, and I said, okay. And I don't know. I played with them. In the beginning, it was really great, man, because, you know, I don't know. The music was good. They had a big following, and I didn't know that. I never knew that, really. I saw them at A7. I didn't know they had followings in Connecticut. They had a lot of people, you know.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people love that band, man.
Yeah, well, they were early hardcore too, and they were real hardcore, you know.
Yep.
But they had a lot of issues, you know.
Chucky Brown, Drew, ask him about living in a squat with Billy Milano at 11th and Avenue C during the time when the Cro-Mags were writing their album in an apartment below them.
Yeah, well, Harley was in the apartment below me and Frenchie, and that was when the Cro-Mags were just really getting going, you know. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about writing. I mean, they were doing whatever they were doing. I didn't hang out with them guys, but Billy Milano, he would just come hang out. Billy Milano
never lived in a squat.
He never lived in a squat.
Billy Milano had a nice life in Jersey, man.
You want to now? You talk about family,
and I'm not dissing that. It's like just like me. I didn't need to. I never lived in a squat because I started working as a teenager, and I was working, making a few bucks, and I could afford to pay rent. So I think Billy Milano is kind of the same thing, right?
Well, Billy's family, they here's an ironic one. When Billy was in the band, he said, come stay with me a couple of days. You can work with me and my family. his family had a liquor distribution warehouse, and it was great for me.
I like that.
Yeah, well, it was great. It's like putting a kid in a candy store,
Yeah.
And, it was cool. I mean, I worked 2 days, stayed at his house, and we hung out and talked a lot, got to know each other because we only knew each other from A7, It was like a bonding moment.
Okay, so I get it. KM is Zippy from Trip 6. Okay. Trip 6 Zippy here. What about hit by a truck, Billy? Stories, please. I don't know what this hit by a truck shit is. We don't know what it is.
I don't remember getting hit by a truck. I used to do all kinds of crazy things. I mean, I don't know. If you got me drunk, I'd be up to anything. I don't know. I mean,
this is funny. Distant Mammoth just got here. Did Billy talk about getting shot yet? I remember a story about that. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Distant. We talked about that. Got shot on Avenue A. We're past that already.
Hey, Avenue A, yourself. That was a rough area.
Thanks, KM. Thanks for the super chat, man. I appreciate the support. Go ahead, buddy.
No, I was just saying, you know yourself. In the very early '80s, Alphabet City was a totally different place.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I remember when we used to come down. I mean, Ted Wellman's watching this. He was a High and Mighty roadie. We would come down in my van, and we would pretty much stay in my van outside A7. Like nobody, like if someone went to the store, like 3 guys went with them. Nobody was like, hey, I'm going. It was like we would stay huddled in the van, like and in A7 you play at like 3, 4 in the morning. So there were nights where you get there at 10, 11 o'clock at night, and you'd be fucking like hanging out. We'd be hanging out in the van for 5 hours. People would be falling asleep. It would be like 3, 4 in the morning. And finally you go inside and you play,
And the neighborhood, they really didn't like us too much in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Whitney says apparently the truck hit you so hard you have amnesia from it. So
Probably.
Yeah. What's up, Mike? This show is already very memorable. Well, thanks. We try to make the shows memorable, right? Let's bring on some of our guys and see what they have. Hey, Steven.
Hey, what's up?
How's work?
Work is good. I'm on a train, heading home.
Stop
I gotta
moving your
say,
head.
this has been great. And
Listen. The mic's rubbing on your collar. Stop. Yeah, there you go. Hold it out. Yep.
Hold it like this. Hold on.
Yeah, get it away. Get it off the collar, for Christ's sake.
Get it away. Did you say? Get it away.
Help me help you.
Help me help you.
What do you got for Billy?
You know what? I'm just sitting back here. I'm enjoying, and all I can think of is how psyched you when you reached out and told me that we got Billy, and how we knew how good this show was going to be.
Yeah. And
it really just the folklore, like just kind of drinking this all in, just been just great, and as like just loving the whole hardcore history of this. I just think it's awesome. I just wanted to say thank you, really. And it's interesting, like when we were talking earlier about having the vinyl come out finally, how awesome it is to have the Psychos, to have like a time capsule of that. In fact, I sent you a picture of the vinyl that I didn't take.
You sent me a picture?
I sent you a picture. If you look right now in your Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, I see it.
That Steve Psycho sent me when the vinyl came out, and which is a pretty cool shot, with obviously some people that and this could be like I want another hour of this,
There you go. This shot.
There it is. Yeah, I didn't take that shot. That is taken by by Steve Psycho's. I guess they set up a timer for that one.
Yeah, but, look at Vinny. Vinny's drinking out of a gauntlet, bro. That looks like something out of like those rappers from Atlanta drink out of. Like, is he a wine drinking?
They called me. they called me right around that time. I got this weird call, and it was Vinny and Steve and Danielle.
Yes, that was the night. That was the night because I was supposed to be there too. And Steve said to me, I said, you missed a Psychos reunion, sort of, you know.
Sort of.
Yeah, we were talking on the phone because I get these weird calls from Stigma every once in a clear out of the blue, you know.
Oh man, hey, so you have any good stigma story from back then?
Oh my God. I don't know. I mean, Stigma was always like me, all over.
Now you know what? When you met Stigma, had a mohawk when you met him, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Didn't you tell me you guys shaved your mohawks or that whole bit?
No. You know, when people started shaving their heads, you know, that became a thing. I mean, Jimmy, Harley, they were doing it, and then Vinny got into it, and Frenchie, and I was like the last of the boys holding out with the mohawk, you know. And Vinny would always say, "Come on, you got to come to my kitchen. I got to get that off your head." And one day, I just succumbed to Vinny's stigma, and been like this ever since.
There you go. Hey, Steven, I saw the flyer you sent me. Yo, I want to hold on. I want to do this real quick. New show to announce. This just in, hot off the presses. New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, Sunday, May 2nd. How about Rob Echeverria, Straight Ahead, Rest in Pieces, Biohazard, and Helmet. Sunday, May 2nd, coming at ya. Coming at ya. Sorry that I had to get ya. Das is coming on the show. Gonna be a good one. Here we go. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. How was that? All right?
Awesome.
Yeah. Stop moving your head, Lenny says. There you go. All right, Steven, cool. I'll talk to you in a bit. What are you doing?
I'm getting ready, man. I'm always ready for my bed. I'm blasted out today, kid. I don't even care.
You look it.
Yo, my wife and kid are going for like 2.5 more weeks, and I'm cooling out. And I'm having such a good time. I want to tie it all in. So I've only met you a few times, Billy, in real life, but I'll never forget you. You're one of the guys we looked up to. But these were my buddies on the Jersey Shore, Social Decay.
Right.
And some of these guys, the bass player of Social Decay has, been recently playing with Sid Sludge and Mental Abuse. And I was going to say that Mental Abuse is one of the most expensive vinyls out there, like $500 or $600 it goes for. So, yeah. People that ain't still around sometimes made a huge impact, on all of this stuff, I'm stoned, guys. Come on, you got to leave me. Come on. I'm going to start talking about weed next. Before they wanted to see the weed, see? They want to see the weed. I got some good weed.
All right, you're gonna get me banned. You're gonna get me banned off.
It's legal. They just legalized the kid. Don't be scared. Look, we got the chocolate.
Don't be scared.
Look, the chocolate.
Bro, I haven't smoked pot. And
then I got this bad. I got this Gary Payton over here. Cookies.
What's that? Gary Payton what? What is that?
Cookies, son.
What do you mean, pot cookies? That's a pot cookie?
Man, that's the name of that's the style of the weed. They put it in different baggies too, maybe. I don't know. Pokemon. We stay lit. I stay lit.
All right, bro. It's not all right.
But Billy, it's been so great, man. This has been one of the best shows, not just because I was stoned, but because you took me back to you lived up to your name, bro. You were psycho, and look at us now. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody grows up, but it really took me back to a special place, man. In time when
how old are you, Rat?
I'm 53. So I'm right behind you guys a little bit, But
yeah.
How old are you, Billy?
Huh?
You're 58?
I'll be 58 in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I do. We came up from Jersey a lot, and everybody was on the dust. I remember when all the burned out cars were on the West Side Highway, and it was all crazy, drunks fighting and all that. But I'm glad that New York's gone sometimes. A lot of times. I mean, who wants to live like that? But all right.
Listen, I'm confident. I'm confident, Rat Bones, you're going to be okay now that Stella and Luke are gone. You're going to make it. You're gonna be all right for the next 10 days.
I got new shirts coming for the park show. Wall of Death is coming. Like I'm putting in work all the time, bro. You know, shit is good.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Yo, all right.
All right, here we go. This is it. Wait, I saw it about the hit for the truck thing. Wait, where did I?
Yeah,
okay.
that got me
Wait,
curious.
listen. Hit by a truck, band with Mike Conford and Max Murphy. It was a band. Do you remember this? Nope.
Wow. I played with them. I played in so many bands. I don't know, but I don't remember that. But I do remember hearing something about a band called Hit by a Truck, but I don't remember them.
For all you know, you played with them, right? Who knows?
Oh, who the fuck knows, man?
Yeah.
You know.
Don't listen. If you don't remember it, it couldn't have been too important, right?
No, you know what's funny too? You know Tommy Victor from Prong?
Yes, of course. He was on the show. Mm-hmm.
Was he? Did he ever talk about a band he was in with me?
I don't think so.
He's going to hate me. He's going to hate me. Years back, when I wasn't playing with anybody, I answered an ad for a band. 2 guys starting a band. They were looking for a drummer and a bass player through the Village Voice. He showed up with a bass. I showed up with drumsticks. And we wound up in this band together, this little punk band. And he named it Ancient Inquisitor.
I might have to write that down on the list. Ancient Inquisitor.
Yeah. And we played one show. And it was a hippie sit-down show, but it was punks. I think it was a lot of peace punks or something. And it was like on 23rd Street or something. It was crazy.
Was that theater on 23rd Street? It was like an old sort of like weird movie theater.
I hardly remember because it was the one and only time we played together. And the singer lived in an apartment right on 42nd Street across from Port Authority. And he worked in a bar there. We used to hang out and drink in the bar. It was a little shithole dump of a bar. I'm telling you, it was funny. And I hope he sees this because I bet he never told anybody about that. But it was fun. It was fun while it lasted.
Tommy was great on the show, man. He was really.
Was he? See, now, can you see reruns of this show?
Yeah, it's all on YouTube, bro. All 117 episodes.
All right. Now, how will I see this show? A rerun too?
Yeah, it's on. It goes straight to YouTube, man.
Good, because I'll look at it and I'll say, "Boy, what a jackass I am."
It was good. You know, it was good. Hey, so thanks for coming on. You want to shout anybody out? You want to on your way out here? You want to thank anybody?
Well, I just had a brother die.
Aww.
My brother Greeny from the 69ers Motorcycle Club. And I know this ain't a biker show, but he was a good friend. And I don't know,
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? And I miss the old days, I miss the old days.
Well, the old days miss you, and we're here, man. We're still, it's still happening, and it's like a show like this is keeping us connected, and people miss you. You were out of circulation for a long time, and I know a lot of people. I could see how many people are watching, and a lot of people are really happy to see you again, Billy.
I would like to say one thing too. Jesse Mallon, that guy did so much for so many people, man. And I heard you say he was involved in Niagara, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I remember Coney Island High. I went there a couple of times, and he's still around too, I mean, God bless him,
Yeah, he's our patron saint of the A7. He's the one that got me in there to do the A7 shows, and he's getting me, he's getting us back in there, and he has not forgotten his roots. He's a big part of why we're back in
Heart Attack.
Yeah, Heart Attack. Yeah,
old school, my friend. Old school.
Yeah, everybody had a lot of laughs today. Really, it was a funny show. We had a lot of laughs, and it's like it's nice that we could kind of look back and laugh on this stuff, smoking dust and getting shot and squats, and it's enough far in the past now. I know I know your head is clear these days, and I'm glad that you're doing well, man.
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for inviting me on. I mean, I really had a blast, and we got to keep in touch too.
We will. I'm here, man, and you got to pop. You got to pop on the show. You know what? I got all kinds of guests coming on, and you'll come say hi again soon.
All right, bro. You got it.
All right. Take care, Billy.
All right.
All right. Well, there you go. Today's guest was Billy Psycho from the Psychos, New York Hardcore OG. It was a nice show. Little walk down memory lane, a little dust, a little this, little that, little craziness. It was a cool show. What can I say? Thank you, Scott. It was a great one. It was fun. It's what I do. I'm fortunate. I get to do fun, cool shit. I get to host this show. And speaking, hey Sid, are you out there? Sid, you know what, Sid, you're a punk, Sid. Sid, you're a fucking, we got on him with the Madball shirt, and he ran off. Hit by a truck. Should I put that on my list? Hit by a truck. All right, hold on. Hit by a truck. All right, we got baseboard heat, scalpel, retroactively mad, ancient inquisitor, and hit by a truck. That's what we got. So, yeah, man. Larry Kelly, I'll see you soon. We'll see everybody soon. We got the Reverend Paul Bearer coming up on Sunday. So hip replacement. I don't know. It's like... Yo, we're the gluten-free motherfuckers. That's still a good one, right? Gluten-free motherfuckers. Yep. Gluten-free motherfuckers. We are the gluten-free motherfuckers. Yep. Yeah, how about that? Just hot off the presses. Robert Cheveria coming on the show. Straight ahead, rest in pieces, Biohazard helmet. It's going to be cool. Thanks from London. All right. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Sunday show, bro. What are you, living in a friggin' cave? Do you pay attention to this shit? Come on, man. This Sunday, here. For those that are under the influence of narcotics and don't pay attention, don't worry, I don't pay attention either to this show. This Sunday, April 11th, is Paul Bearer. And then a week from Sunday, Danny from Biohazard. Then we got Alex Mitchell. We got Brian Baker from Minor Threat and Bad Religion. Then Robert Cheveria's in there. We're slotting him in. And then Senor Roy Mayorga coming on the show. So a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff going on. All right. May 8th. Nah, it's happening. A7 get together May 8th. No details just yet. Drew would love to see a show on anything related to Mother Records, if possible, at some point. Got to admit, I'm not too familiar with Mother Records. So Smash Capital, send me a link. Let me know what's up. Yeah, a lot of Staten Island. Yo, a lot of Staten Island stuff. What's up, Brian? How you doing, bro? Yep. May 22nd, Urban Waste. They didn't announce that yet. I don't want to be announcing shit on the show when the band hasn't announced it yet. Yeah, a lot of Staten Island going down. So that said, I think we covered everything. We are Baseboard Heat. Patreon, this and that. We will march on. We will continue.
Games,
right? Huh?
Do you hear me talking or not?
I don't. Once you put, no, I don't hear you talking. Whoa! What's happening? There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Madball shirt.
Never worn.
Oh, we don't want that one. We want the one that's been worn.
Never fucking worn.
No, where's the one that
dug it out?
Where's the one that you live in?
Sid, you're difficult.
Who knows? That one walked away. I don't fucking know where it went.
It likes to be difficult, Drew. I swear, I'm telling you, he's got.
Come on, bro. Jesus, man.
TikTok.
Is that the one? Is that the black? No, the Madball shirt. You know,
The
It's black.
Madball shirt is still nowhere to be found, and I spent over 45 minutes looking for it.
Should
All right,
raffle it off. We should have like a
you know what? You know what
Patreon.
it is? The fucking thing wasn't washed in so long. It probably got up and walked out of the goddamn apartment.
I bet it's under your
Well,
bed.
it was more like it got up and jumped out the window.
I bet it's under your bed.
Yeah, right.
Trust me. Even I know what's under there, and that shirt's not there.
Jesus, Moses. Yeah, we want the stinky one. We don't want. It probably ran away. It ran away.
Show.
Yeah. Huh?
We got to do a GFMF shirt for the gluten-free motherfuckers.
We are the gluten-free motherfuckers. You know. Oh, the Madball shirt got COVID.
Oh well, it had a good run.
It's covered in flan.
Unless Freddie approved of that, I don't know.
Sid, you got to find that thing, man. You know.
It's loose.
All right. It's loose in the city. It's loose in the city.
Hey, if you
Find
guys
it
see
before it
the
finds
shirt
you.
wandering around New York City, take a picture and post it up on Instagram. Tag
That's
Drew
true.
in it.
All right. Hey, listen.
No, I just want to say I'm looking forward to the Jersey show. I hope everybody comes out and supports, man. It's going to be a great weekend. Like, we're going bonkers. We got to get out, and it's okay. Mask up, come down, have a good time, man.
Support the cause and buy my shit, right?
It's worth it.
Right. The Madball shirt is rehearsing right now. It's banned.
Nope, I have to finally say.
It burst into flames.
Kevin might be right on that one, though.
Oh shit, that's funny, man. Ratstone.
Oh,
Ratstone.
Kevin
No,
made a funny
I'm
shot.
feeling no pain, baby. I'm feeling no pain this weekend.
Woo, boy. I laughed a lot. There's a lot of hey. Come on, Lou. You were watching the whole show and now you chime in.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Lou.
Uh-oh. I just got straighter.
Happy birthday,
shit,
May
Lou's
Lee.
watching.
Pulled over by the cops.
Shit, Lou. Yo.
Cole's watching.
Fuck, man.
I
Hope I didn't
know.
make a fool of myself. One of the
I don't care about that shit.
Lou's like an influencer. He's like an influencer in the hardcore game. Like, wow, you know?
Definitely. I mean, our guest is too. I mean,
Yeah, Lou's a lurker. Stop lurking, Lou, will you? Fucking Lou, you know? You can't listen, Lou, you can't lurk, you can't out there, you can't lurk your whole life. Hey, did you see we got Das coming on the show? Did you see that, Lou? Come on now. Seriously. You know what? That deserves another sort of like, let me put the flyer up once again. This is for Lou Kohler. This is for the Kohler brothers and the Alleyway crew and Armand and all those guys. Coming up, your boy, we got Rob Echeverria coming on the show.
I'm psyched.
So, you know, good one, right?
Phenomenal player, man.
I guess I got to send him the flyer and have him sign off on it. You know? Yeah, hell yeah, right? That's your boy right there, man. Yep. Listen, we get to everybody. You know what I say when someone says, how about so-and-so? I say, listen, eventually we're going to get to everybody on the planet Earth. So be patient. There's a lot of people to go through. We've done 117 shows already. Don't worry. You know? Jay Cecile, I didn't mean to get snappy with you before. Madball's shirt is being investigated. It is in protective custody. It's kind of funny.
Hey, people want to throw out conspiracy theories on that one. Let them.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the Billy Joel episode.
That's going to be the epic one, Drew. That, and then
he wasn't a metal band
after that.
before he went solo.
What metal band was Billy Joel in?
He was in like a noisy 60s band called Attila.
Oh yeah, that's
before
right.
He went
that's
solo.
right. They put 2 records out.
Yes, he
that's
was.
right.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
When you live on Long Island, they make you take a course.
A trip down memory lane on this episode. Yes. Today we're going to take a trip down memory lane. You know?
You should have had like an edit, like a reeler with all the happy music playing over the times. Like,
there you go. New York state of mind. Hey, could you do that again, Steven? Could you do that again, Steven? Could you turn your head like that so the whole world can get a nice, good... Come on, let's do it all at once.
Hey, wait. Should Should I hold the headphones up like this?
Ooh, the zing.
All right. Hey, hold on. Let me do it. Hold on.
I'm
Arnie
trying.
Stone.
I'm working on it here.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Hey, Gabe, I'm doing my show right now. I'll call you back.
Oh,
All right.
You're interrupting the show.
You want who? The creature?
Oh man.
Oh fuck! I'll call you back. Wow.
Does he mean Jim?
No, an old friend of ours, the creature, passed away.
I was
Ooh.
like, that's not a good call. I felt that.
You know, it's interesting because there's a tie-in with Billy Psycho. That is really interesting. And I don't want his brother was in a motorcycle crew, the same crew that Billy Psycho rode in.
Wow.
That is wow. That is freaky, right?
Yeah.
But let me get back to words of wisdom from Arnie Stone. You right? You're being a little rough on your guys there. You know, you need to ease up.
Listen to your father, Drew. Listen to your father is all.
We even lost Drew on the show. Like,
the show's going off the rails
there
now.
he is. He's back.
Inmates are running these. Oh, there he is.
Wow. Yeah, 69 is from Brooklyn. That's right. You got that right. I don't want to mention names, but that is it. Yep. All right. Here you go. Boy, Billy Joe. I'm getting dizzy from laughing so much. So you make me dizzy, Miss Lizzie. You know. All right. Now that Steven is froze, that is our cue here. Thank you, everyone. It was a lot of fun. We will see you, including right? Oh yeah. All right. Listen. Thanks a lot, you guys. We had a couple laughs. We'll see everybody on Sunday with Paul from Sheer Terror and Joe Coffey. All right. Say goodbye, you guys.
all right. Cheers, everybody.
Until then,
Social decay.
do good things and good things will come to you.